subscribe, like the video, and, if possible, join Patreon. But if you don't have much money, you can support the channel by watching the novels on euroaudiobooks.com. Remember that you can participate in the polls so that your favorite novel gets published for free.
Dang. A cloud of smoke. Everyone thought it was when the ninja from Kirigakure, the Kingdom of Water, was selected for resurrection. Slot machines haven't disappeared. There was a loud bang as the colored balls exploded, and the ribbons and beautiful pieces of colored paper slowly danced in the air until they landed. The masked man had never encountered such a situation before, so he subconsciously turned around and asked, "What's going on?" Kakashi smiled and asked, "Are you asking me this time?" BD. Trash. Fake. Stupid Kakashi. Before they could discuss it further, Sasuke glared at Sharingan and said, "This guy also drew a person with a red border. The man who is nobody. Red border?" Just listen to another bang sound, and the slot machine disappears. A wooden coffin replaced it. Bang, bang, bang. It sounded like someone was kicking the coffin from inside. Even after experiencing the resurrection of second Hokage once, Uzumaki Naruto was still so scared that he hid behind Uchiha Sasuke and Haruno Sakura. Sasuke felt a sense of superiority. The one at the end of the crane. Little Sakura was a little embarrassed and clenched her fists. "Idiot Naruto!" Fourth Hokage smiled brightly. "Are you afraid of ghosts?" Naruto is so cute. This time the man who is nobody really has to ask, "Hey, what is going on? Why is there a noise in the coffin? Isn't it about resurrecting the dead? How come a living person is trapped in a coffin?" But if Uchiha Obito thinks about it a little now, he should be able to think of it. There is a way for dead people to move and make sounds, and that is second Hokage's forbidden technique, reanimation jutsu. Chapter 163 Art is Patrick Star. "Sorry, Faye. I didn't kill Sasuke, but I got you involved." From the coffin came the sound of dong, dong, bang, bang being kicked and smashed against the coffin board. Many people in Konoha village were frightened and thought it was a fake corpse, and some ninjas even took out kunai to prepare for the enemy. "Hello," a human roar came from inside the coffin. In an instant, several people gathered around the viewing area were stunned. Immediately afterwards, the man in the coffin shouted, "Ah Fei, is that you? Have you also been reincarnated by impure world?" Masked man slash a Fei, pain, Itachi, Suchikage, Onoki. You must have been implicated by my ultimate art, right?" Deidara, the dirt in the coffin, said, "I'm sorry, I didn't blow up Uchiha Sasuke. I'll blow you up." Uchiha Sasuke suddenly became the center of attention. Of course Naruto got angry. He poked his golden head out from behind Sasuke and cursed at the coffin. "What are you talking about? BD, why did you blow up Sasuke to death?" This voice sounded a bit familiar. The man in the coffin thought for a moment. "Hey, are you Jinchuriki from Nine Tails?" This has basically made Uchiha Itachi wait for Akatsuki or former Akatsuki members to confirm who is in the coffin. Deidara. Uchiha Obito still couldn't accept this situation. When did Deidara die? And was she reincarnated by impure world? What about Scorpio? So Uchiha Obito slash a Fei asked, "Where's the Red Sand Scorpion? Is he dead too?" Then Chisha, the representative of Sunagakure, the Kingdom of Wind, exclaimed, "Hey, that masked man." Chisha rushed over. "Do you know Xie? Xiao Xie, is my son okay?" Uchiha Obito was confused by this situation again and again. Deidara in the coffin probably couldn't bear the feeling of suffocation in a small and confined space. She happened to hear a topic of interest again and asked her directly. "Art is copy." Bang! One thing to say, this is much more powerful than second Hokage pushing open the coffin board with bare hands. There was an explosion, and the coffin board flew out directly. Deidara from Impure World Reincarnation emerged from the coffin. Looking at the man who was much older than Siadana, but looked very similar, he leaned over and asked, "Are you Siadana's stinky daddy?" The people of Konoha are getting anxious. What do we think Konohagakure is? Is this your Akatsuki's family recognition meeting? Metallic sound officially announces confirmation of resurrection Deidara. Anoki, is that you? Deidara. People in other villages looked at the ninja from Iwagakure, the Earth Kingdom. Who is it? It seems to be the rebellious ninja from your village. The Iwagakure ninja, who followed Tsuchikage, said, Iwagakure's rebellious ninja Deidara was once one of Master Tsuchikage's disciples. Unexpectedly, he also joined the Akatsuki organization. Apart from the people in Iwagakure, Uchiha Itachi, as the person who successfully got Deidara to join Akatsuki, is the one who has the most feelings for her at the moment. After Deidara was resurrected by the wood-style chakra, which was as large as when Senju Tobarama was resurrected, Uchiha Itachi looked at Deidara, who had completely become a living person, and asked, Deidara, how did you die? What does it have to do with Sasuke? Uchiha Itachi. Deidara felt disgusted when he saw Uchiha Itachi. After all, if it weren't for Itachi, Deidara would still be a free artist, and he really didn't want to mention how he died. It would be better if he died together with Sasuke. But the problem is that he died, and Uchiha Sasuke didn't understand his ultimate art enough. This is so embarrassing to say. I will be laughed to death by that B.D. Siedana and Fei. He avoided Uchiha Itachi and turned to look at Pain. The leader is here too? And Konan and Fei, are they going to attack Konoha in an all-out manner? Deidara happily prepares to show off her art. Wait, Daida, Pain ordered in a low voice. Why? Chief. Deidara was puzzled. By the way, why do I feel that something is wrong with the current situation? Hey, Fei, let me ask you, how is the Ninja Alliance? Who won the 4th Ninja War? Uchiha Obito. I said that the 4th Ninja War has not started yet. Do you believe it? Because Deidara mentioned the Ninja Alliance and the 4th Ninja War. Everyone was shocked and felt a sense of confusion. Especially Uchiha Sasuke. What did that guy say just now? What do you mean I didn't blow up Uchiha Sasuke to death, but I blew you up? Hey, that guy over there named Deidara. Let me ask you, Dash. Before Sasuke could finish speaking, Deidara reflexively threw 10 pieces of art at Sasuke. Sasuke. At this time, how could Genin Sasuke be the opponent of Deidara, the blue dragon of Akatsuki? Sasuke. Itachi's Sharingan instantly transformed into Mangekyou Sharingan, Amaterasu, as soon as the white clay left Deidara's hand. It was burned by balls of black flames, making loud explosions one after another. Because he was closer to Deidara, nothing happened to Sasuke, but Deidara was affected by his art again. Deidara was furious. I really hate you, Jibwa. Yeah. By the way, he turned to look at the masked man and said, Fei, how did you escape in the end? Under my ultimate art, C0 self-destruction, it is impossible for you to escape, Or are you also in pure world reincarnation now? Speaking of how I was resurrected, although he doesn't know what this Deidara has experienced, Pain can probably guess that the other person may come from the world in that image. His ability is penetration. All attacks have no effect when he activates Mangekyou Sharingan. Since the whole plan is a mess, in Pain's eyes, Project Tsukinomi is already lower than Conan's comfort. So there's nothing he can't tell Deidara, including what he calls a Fei. In fact, he's the person behind Akatsuki. Deidara looked blank. Sharingan? But isn't it true that only Uchiha owns Sharingan? Seeing Deidara immediately turning on the Fei mode, the masked man covered his face and twisted back and forth. Senior. Fei didn't even say that he was not Uchiha, but Senior said something about hating Uchiha, etc. Fei is very sad. Pain, Kakashi, Konoha, and other ninja villages. Naruto leaned over and asked Sasuke, is he really Uchiha Madara? Doesn't he look like you at all? Sasuke yelled angrily. Then do you think you have any resemblance to the god of ninja? You idiot. What? BD Sasuke, you call me a jerk again. Are you not convinced? Do you want to fight? Just hit me. Senju Tobarama looked ashamed. There are some similarities between you and Big Brother and Madara. What? Naruto suddenly got excited. Sasuke also showed some interest. Although he didn't like to be compared with Uchiha Madara, the opponent must be very strong. Naruto, your stupidity is better than that of my elder brother. And Sasuke, You are easily deceived, which is the same as Madara. Shikamaru saw Naruto and Sasuke looking shocked and thought that he had seen some venomous people, but there might not be many people as honest as second Hokage, completely subverting the image of first Hokage and its old enemy. Deidara, who had just been resurrected, looked out of sorts. Before he could ask him what was going on, the video turned on again. What is this? Deidara looked at the sudden image with surprise on his face. Afei leaned over and said, "Senior, don't you know? You are so ignorant." Deidara, "Believe it or not, I will blow you up." "Yeah." Deidara, "Be quiet." Pain said, but Deidara still listened. Finding a place far away from Uchiha, standing behind Pain and Chūnin, Deidara followed a group of old fans and started watching the movie. The image shows a dark underground space with spiral-shaped stairs extending downward, and it is bottomless. On a cross-shaped bridge, there are 20 ninjas kneeling in front of an old man, each with an umbu-like mask on their face. It's Danzo. Yes, it's him. Danzo, I feel that such a person is no longer worthy of being called an adult by them. And in the end, the word was swallowed back. So the place in the image is the root? Well, that should be true. With this, Tsunade's era will come to an end. As soon as Danzo opened his mouth, many people came. In the previous video, Tsunade-sama existed as the 5th Hokage. Tsunade's era is over, doesn't it mean? Jiraiya's face was stern, and he thought to himself, what on earth did that guy Danzo do? Or what else is he planning to do? The anger in Jiraiya's heart was hard to get rid of when she thought that he might have interfered with the Nine-Tails Rebellion. After all, that was when the Minato family, Shimura Dans, ordered the ninjas of Jin. Until the commotion above subsides, we can just lurk underground. Danzo-sama, a certain root ninja asked, should we also assist them? Even if you have Danzo-sama to lead us independently, if Konoha and the village disappear, then the meaning of root no longer exists, right? Not to mention the meaning of the existence of roots. Everyone knows the truth about cold lips and tooth decay. But Danzo doesn't understand, or his structure doesn't allow him to understand. In the video, Danzo said, even if Princess Tsunade becomes a Hokage, she is just a woman. Her role is to reduce casualties with Katsuyu technique. Fisk, these words make all female ninjas. No, it upsets the women and henchmen around the world who are watching the movie. Narashikaku quietly told his son, because of this idea, the Dando guy is still single to this day. Shikamaru looked at the old face in the image and was speechless for a while. Of course, there will definitely be many casualties, but that's not important. These sacrifices are necessary for me. One of Danzo's last sentence made the female ninjas of Konoha angry. This sentence chilled the hearts of all Konoha shinobi. But then, it was time to reveal the answer to the previous question. Danzo's words caused him to be spurned. Danzo's narrow eyes opened, revealing an evil spirit. The necessity of these sacrifices is to make me a Hokage. Then the image was quickly pushed into the distance, and the entire root environment was brought into view, as if it were Shimura Danza's ambition for power. You actually said Hokage? When a masked man told this answer, some people still didn't believe it. Even though the horror quiz told everyone that the masked man had given the correct answer, they still felt that there might be some misunderstanding. But when we really see the darkness of the roots, when I see the obsession with power in Shimura Danza's eyes, Senju Tobirama growled, after the Five Shadows conference, clear out the roots. Yes, the 1,000 Konoha shinobi who were watching the movie in Konoha responded. But in fact, for an old fox of Danzo's level who has at least one Mangekyou Sharingan, the one who really wants to deal with him must be Senju Tobirama himself. In the video, Danzo's affairs are put aside for the moment, and he returns to the ground. Konoha, which has been wreaked havoc by the giant summoned beast, is suffering from an unprecedented crisis. That summoned beast! Isn't it the three-headed dog in the previous image? What the hell is going on? Naruto was stunned, because the summoned beasts currently attacking Konoha in the image were all in the previous image, his future and Aunt Fuso's son. Monsters that appear during battle. Nagato, Fuso looked at the expressionless Tendo Pain with tearful eyes. In the dark, confined space, Nagato responded in a low voice. Mom, Naruto once again yelled at Tendo Pain. You guy, who are you? We're Nagato and Aunt Fuso's son. Tendo Pain, it has nothing to do with you, Uzumaki Naruto. At this time, someone shouted at the image. Master Konohamaru. Naruto's attention was immediately drawn. Konohamaru? In the video, Konohamaru did not go to the shelter with the other ninja students, but instead hid secretly to observe Pain's actions. Master Konohamaru, come quickly. After Ebisu shouted, Konohamaru's voice came from behind. Ebisu-sensei, what are you talking about? I'm here. Konohamaru picked his nostrils and looked at him speechlessly. Elite teacher Ebisu. Suddenly, there is another scene that makes people feel that time and space are intertwined. In the video, what Konohamaru saw while hiding in the dark was the scene in hell where Ebisu was about to be killed. Ebisu-sensei. Konohamaru stared blankly at the image. Ebisu was so frightened that he broke into a cold sweat while watching the movie. He knew how he could be a match for these monsters. 3 years later, he seemed to be in a much worse situation. Damn it, are you going to reveal information about the Nine-Tails boy? Damn it, just as he was cursing secretly in his heart. The future him in the image was not as weak and timid as he thought. Naruto-kun is my student. While watching the movie, Naruto's eyes widened. He obviously didn't teach me. And the way this person looked at him before was the same as those in the village. They all looked down on him. Yes, I used to think that Naruto-kun was the obstacle to Master Konohamaru and the one who killed the 4th generation. The Nine-Tails Demon Fox. Naruto's dissatisfied and sad face stopped watching the video and even wanted to plug his ears. However, Naruto-kun did not succumb to his cursed fate. He overcame all difficulties with his cheerfulness and courage. Hyuga sighed while watching the movie. A cursed fate? Naruto. Although I've only been Naruto-kun's teacher for a few days, I haven't been able to give him anything. Ebisu in the video didn't know whether he was talking to himself or talking to the person who was about to kill him. Prison dialogue. Naruto-kun, you inherited the will of your master Jiraiya. Keep moving forward. Your strong will has taught Master Konohamaru a lot, and also taught the people in the village. A lot of. It surprised everyone who was familiar with Ebisu and was watching the movie. That Ebisu was the last one to say such a thing. Naruto is a member of Konoha, and all of Konoha are his companions. No ninja in Konoha will ever betray his companions. Naruto was almost moved to tears. It's great that my future self has been recognized by everyone and has gained so many companions. That's great. People who are familiar with Naruto are watching Naruto with a kind of gratified eyes, wishing his future from the bottom of their hearts. Ebisu-sensei. A scream brought everyone's attention back to the image. Konohamaru, who was watching the movie, was still a little kid who had just entered the ninja school, and he could only shout anxiously. But Konohamaru in the video is not the same. As Ebisu in the video said, he learned a lot from Naruto. Not only his strong will and unwillingness to admit defeat, but also the A-level ninjutsu of the Hokage Rasengan. The two Konohamaru jointly push a blue-rayed chakra towards Hell Path Pain. No one thought that Pain, one of the people who was so powerful that 6 people almost destroyed Konoha, will be beaten away by a kid who had not graduated from Konoha Shinobi School just because of his carelessness. Konohamaru. Naruto shouted excitedly at the image. Others also looked at Konohamaru, who was watching the movie with an excited face, which made little Konohamaru have a runny nose and shy face. He rubbed the back of his head and kept giggling. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I sooner or later Konohamaru will live up to expectations and become a Hokage. Oh no, it must be me who becomes the Hokage. Naruto waved his hand. Watching the two of them playing tricks was like seasoning, making moviegoers feel much more relaxed. Everyone looked at the 4th Hokage's son. Is this the power to change people's hearts? Hyuga, the power to change your destiny. Father, can I really do it? Change my destiny. At this time, someone who was watching the movie carefully shouted, Look, Pain has directly found the 5th Hokage. In the video, Pain said, "Long time no see, Tsunade-sama. I have something to say to you." Pain did not feel angry when he said this. Instead, there was some sadness in his eyebrows. This reminded Tsunade in front of the video who the so-called Pin was. Jiraiya. He is Dash. And the little girl with blue-purple hair. Tsunade first looked at Jiraiya, then suddenly turned his head to look at Umbu, who was surrounded vigilantly, the white tiger of Akatsuki Konin. "It's you. Long time no see, Tsunade-san." "Konin, thank you for the cookies you gave us." Blank sheets of paper appeared on Konin's face. Umbu, who thought he was about to attack, became nervous and even pulled out a weapon to fight. But all I saw was that the white paper folded into a beautiful little flower in the air and flew in front of Tsunade and Jiraiya. "Long time no see, Mr. Jiraiya." Chapter 164, Let the World Feel the Pain from Here. Do you want to know the art of the 600 billion detonating talisman? Tsunade, it's you. It's really you. Tsunade, Jiraiya, what the hell? Third Hokage knew that his 3 apprentices were all out of tune, but he didn't expect them to be so out of tune. The enemy who destroyed Konoha calls his apprentice master. What is this? Jiraiya rubbed his head and giggled. Teacher Sarutobi, this. Strictly speaking, these children are also considered your disciples. Take care of them. Take care of them. Ha ha ha. Sarutobi Hiruzen can't wait to summon summoning to use the monkey devil's wishful stick and smash that kid Jiraiya's head. Senju Tobarama glanced at the 3rd generation speechlessly. I have been thinking before that each of your apprentices is more unreliable than the last. What will the 3rd apprentice be like? I didn't expect it to be Tsuna, who was spoiled by his elder brother. Then he shook his head with a sigh. Tsunade, am I that unreliable? His crimson eyes glanced at Tsunade. Fortunately, it's usually unreliable. Jiraiya, the ninjas from other villages who came to participate in the 5 Kage talks didn't know what to say about Konoha. Anoki, 2nd Hokage, 3rd Hokage, we're here. The organization called Akatsuki in the future has brought such a disaster to our shinobi village. Since one of Konoha's Sannin 970 is them if you were a teacher, how about taking responsibility? 4th Reikage followed up. That's right. 3rd Hokage. Sannin is your apprentice, and you're 2nd Hokage's apprentice. And that masked man is also your Uchiha of Konoha. It doesn't matter if he is Uchiha Madara or the disciple of any of you. Anyway, I will never go around the guy who hurts my brother and my cloud shinobi village. Muskman. Deidara listened to the old man, Anoki following Reikage to denounce Konoha, and felt that the situation was getting more and more mysterious. He leaned over and asked, "What happened to Faye? Isn't the leader a traitorous ninja from Rain Shinobi Village? How did he become Hokage's disciple?" Faye doesn't know either. Speaking of senior, hearing Faye speak like this, Deidara instinctively felt that something was wrong, and her right hand could no longer stop her urge to hit him. "Senior, can you tell, Faye, how you died?" Faye danced shamelessly. "Could it be that you were blown to death by your own art?" Faye knows that Senior's ultimate art is, "Shut up. I'll kill you." "Yeah, don't be afraid." Faye just got 600 billion detonating talismans, so he is not afraid of Seniors. Faye is very good. Obito, if you put it this way, Senior's art actually lost to Faye. Senior is so inferior. Deidara through the clay art. Crap. Kakashi, lightning style. Faye/Obito. Senior, your art has failed. Deidara turned to glare at Kakashi. "You guy, you stopped my clay explosion with lightning style." Kakashi answered righteously. "Well, you are in Konoha after all. As a ninja of Konoha, I must stop you from causing panic. I'm sorry, please understand." Snort. Deidara, I say it again, be quiet. The status of leader pain is still very high, and Deidara immediately fell silent. In the image, Human World is placing his hand on the head of a certain black-haired woman. Pain, who was watching the movie, knew that this was Human World reading the woman's memory to find the location of Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. That image or that terrifying question and answer was really powerful. In just 1 hour, all of his abilities have been revealed to the public. Shizune. Is that woman Shizen Kato? Jiraiya turned to look at Tsunade and could confirm from the look in his eyes that the woman controlled by the human world in the image was Tsunade's disciple and follower, Kato Shizen. Tsunade, if it's Shizen must know that Naruto is at Mount Maiboku, then pain, just like Tsunade guessed when watching a movie. In the image, the human being knows that Uzumaki Naruto is in Mount Maiboku through a secret technique similar to that of the Yamanaka clan, and then all the remaining 5 pains know it. Are the 6 of them twin brothers with one mind? Or do they have any special ninjutsu? Anoki asked. Otherwise, why would one person get information and pass it on to the other 5 people in an instant? No, Jiraiya said solemnly. Yahiko, Nagato, and Konan have no brothers or sisters. They are orphans left behind after the second ninja war broke out in the Land of Rain. Anoki, third Hokage, and fourth Raikage were all silent. The Second Ninja World War, which broke out among the 5 major countries, treated small countries like the Rain country as a battlefield. Therefore, compared to the big countries that actually participated in the war, the persecution suffered by this effect was even greater. In the video, Konoha was destroyed into ruins by Shurado's bombs, and Kid's giant summoning beast. You big countries regard yourselves as the protagonists, indulge in hypocritical peace perfunctorily, and use small countries as stepping stones. The top representatives of the 5 major countries are gathered here to watch the video. At this moment, the whole world, including ninjas, civilians, and daimyo from the 5 major countries, including those small countries living in the cracks of the big countries, are watching the video. The murderer will eventually be killed. The Kabuto pain in the image calmly reveals the facts and darkness of the entire world. The murderer and the murdered, hatred will link the two, and war is accompanied by death, scars, and pain on both sides. Anoki couldn't help shouting to Pain at this moment. Our big country also suffers the same pain. Kurumi Mei, that's right. Who did our water kingdom offend again? You control the 4th Mizukage. Interfere in the internal affairs of the Water Kingdom and Kirigakure, and make us a mess. The rebellious Zabuza didn't speak. With a calm expression, he had so much anger hidden deep in his heart. If it weren't for those policies, Loquat Juzo would not have become a rebel ninja. Neither would he, nor would Shiro. There would be no talk of a coup at all. Shut up. The man in the mask suddenly spoke. At this moment, his aura was completely different from that of a fae. Deidara next to him was startled, as if he had never really known this man before. You Kirigakure provoked me. The masked man's deep voice was full of oppression. You let me live in hell, then no one can escape from hell. But this momentary outburst was immediately controlled by him. Well, none of this matters. As long as there is light, there will be shadows. I have long given up all hope in this false world. If he had followed his previous instructions, he would have mentioned the Eye of the Moon's plan and the beauty of the world of infinite Tsukuyomi. But Black Zetsu and White Zetsu, as well as the information brought by the influence, made him no longer know whether there was light in the long road ahead and the dark lens. The other ninjas were stunned by the masked man's words. 4th Raikage, what the hell happened? Kurumi Mei's eyes widened, not knowing what group the other party was referring to. Only Kakashi suddenly thought of that and was almost defeated by Pain again. Just like what Pain said while suspended in the sky in the video, feel the pain. Think about pain. Accept the pain. Understand pain. This scene is there is almost no one in the world who cannot see that this scene is exactly the second image played when the weird screen appeared for the first time. The commander-in-chief of the All-Ninja Alliance Kazekage Gaara said when taking the oath, "At this moment, there are no enemies, because we all booked the pain caused by Akatsuki. Those who don't know pain cannot truly understand the meaning of peace." In the image, little Sakura is in charge of Konoha's medical system, which is on the verge of collapse. She desperately tried to treat her wounded, but she couldn't keep up with the number of new wounded. The perspective was zoomed out little by little, and the entire platform was densely packed with wounded people lying one after another. Aburame clan, Inuzuka clan, Hyuga clan, Ino Shikasich's Yamanaka clan, Nara clan, Akamichi clan, everyone is trying their best to protect Konoha. And high in the sky, Pain, standing against the light, opened his hands and turned himself into the true god of dawn. Start from here. Let the world feel the pain. Shinra Tianzhong. Everyone held their breath. Even seeing the scene again made people all over the world feel the overwhelming power of 2.1. That kind of fear almost made them forget to breathe. Another point based on all of Konoha was razed to the ground. In the ruins that were pushed aside, there were countless corpses. At this time, the Genin and Konoha looked at this terrifying future, and they were all dumbfounded. Naruto's furious eyes were bloodshot. These people are all here to find him. If he were here, Konoha wouldn't be like this. Damn it, why would you do such a thing? He roared at Pain. Why would you do this? Contrary to Naruto, Pain was extremely calm when he saw this scene. Because my pain is above yours. Because there were 3 opportunities to answer the previous question, only one was used. When everyone is unable to escape from the grief of having their home destroyed and their loved ones killed, the metallic sound appeared in their ears again. Additional special rewards announced below. Please select one of the 10 images below for screening. Chapter 165 Special Reward. Let Uchiha Obito draw again. Similar to Uzumaki Naruto's time, 10 cards appeared in front of the masked man. Each card only reveals the card behind it. The cards that appeared in front of him were blue, 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 purple, gold, blue, blue, blue. The masked man didn't understand what the scary question and answer meant. The people in Konoha were nervous, excited, and even a little gloating. Naruto tilted his head, wondering why Shikamaru's eyes were shining. Shikamaru. Naruto held up 2 O's, finished clothes, and asked him, what on earth is going on? TSK, this is really troublesome. Shikamaru glanced at Naruto. I'll explain to you after he finishes. The masked man over there stretched out his black-gloved hand and turned the card over. But he found that no matter how much power he used, he could not move the card points. TSK, what do these things mean? Extracting images? The masked man pointed his finger at the cards one by one. Shouldn't we continue to watch how these people are resurrected? His sharp eyes stared at Tiandao Pain through the mask. Almost half of Konoha is dead in the image, and the only way to resurrect them all is the ability of the Rinnegan. He pondered for a moment and continued. Combined with your state before being reincarnated by impure world. The masked man made a guess that shocked everyone except Fusang. You used Rinnegan's Rinne Tensei technique to resurrect all the people you killed? I don't understand the purpose and significance of your doing this. 8-inch, but I didn't expect that you would be the one who betrayed me, Nagato. Fuso finally couldn't help but rushed over. Nagato. In fact, she had known it for a long time. Although this man looked different, he was his son Nagato, because she is still a member of the Uzumaki clan. Chakra sensing is an innate ability of the Uzumaki clan. How could she not remember the taste of her son, Chakra? Even if it means being wrapped in another body. Even if it means doing terrible things again. The taste of Nagato's chakra is like moist drizzle. You can hardly feel the weak intensity when it hits your body, but it moistens the buds on the ground. I am pinned. Despite the pain, Nagato still refused to recognize his mother through Yahiko's body. Who was the most angry about this scene? Of course, that was Uzumaki Naruto, who was extremely envious, but didn't have this opportunity. Hey! He roared and attracted everyone. I don't know what you BD have been through. Naruto glared at Nagato and said, but how can you pretend you don't know me? Naruto. Sasuke remembered that when his mother had just been resurrected by Naruto, Naruto went to the lake in the Uchiha tribe to find him. He didn't realize it then, but now he does. Second Hokage is right. Naruto has the power to change people's hearts. I just heard Uzumaki Naruto roaring next to me. If you're really Nagato, then Aunt Fuso is your mother. Don't you feel lucky that your dead mother has been resurrected? She's so enviable, I said. When Naruto was angry, he even had that weird mouth habit of tapio. Not as philosophical as Shisui and Itachi's conversation, Naruto's words seemed simple, but the empathy That is, the emotional resonance made people think and think about it. Sasuke, little Sakura, and other Konoha Genin, as well as Gaara, whose life experience is most similar to Naruto's, all understand. Naruto was really envious of Pain and envied his mother being resurrected by the horror question. I envy Sasuke's mother for being resurrected by the horror question. As for himself, he clearly had an opportunity to resurrect his father, but he missed it due to various reasons. Although Naruto didn't regret it, it didn't stop him from growing up envious of those children who were accompanied by their parents. I envy Pain, or Nagato, who has experienced loss and then gain again. That's why he was so angry that he had clearly lost him once and still didn't know how to cherish him. The masked man looked at Naruto silently. Hair and eyes like Minato-sensei. The face shape and facial features are more like Sister Kushina. Personality. Obito quietly clenched his fists. Naruto's image looks very much like Uchiha Obito from back then. Hey, that woman is the leader's mother. It doesn't look like her at all, huh? While Obito was deep in thought, Deidara came over to talk to him about 8 trigrams. He was immersed in his own thoughts, or in other words, immersed in the guilt of giving away Naruto as soon as he was born. Deidara was still relatively close when she was talking, making him want to move away reflexively. Then what a coincidence. The card that couldn't be turned over no matter how hard he tried, just now, was pushed by him. A weird metallic sound sounded in everyone's ears. Confirm image selection Danzo's conspiracy. Why Danzo again? How many more conspiracies does he have? While everyone was thinking about this question, there was a supplement to the horror Q&A. Danzo's conspiracy 2 of 11 convincing Hanzo to kill Yahiko, the leader of Akatsuki. Pain, everyone. Shikamaru, something's wrong. What's the meaning? Shikamaru continued his analysis. Naruto, think about it carefully. When I asked you to draw image cards before, the 10 cards were divided into blue, purple, gold, and red, which represent the past, present, future, and Easter eggs respectively. No matter what it is an image related to you. So before you asked what everyone was looking forward to, and why I said wait until he finishes drawing before telling you, it's because if we draw the blue card representing the past, we can know his true identity. However, the blue card that the masked man drew is actually Danzo's conspiracy. This is strange, isn't it? Unless he knows about this conspiracy and even participates in it. At this moment, the whole world is messed up. Didn't I say that the leader of Akatsuki is Pain? Why did he become Yahiko all of a sudden? No. Didn't you say before that the masked man is the real leader? Could it be that the masked man's real name is Yahiko? But isn't the masked man Uchiha? That's Uchiha Yahiko? Something feels wrong. It's so troublesome. Doesn't that organization called Shao only have a few people in total? Why is it such a mess? The issues in the ninja world are different from those of civilians. Hey, who is the Hanzo he is talking about? Pain's forehead protector is from the land of rain. So, does Hanzo mean the demigod Hans of the Salamander, the leader of Rain Shinobi Village? Hans of the Salamander? Danzo of Konoha is actually related to Hanzo of Rain Shinobi Village. But aren't you curious about February 11th? So what did Danzo do? TSK. No matter what we do, Konoha will never be at peace. Only Konoha. I just saw the image of Konoha being destroyed and everyone dead. How can anyone care about Danzo and Hanzo? They just want to know what happens next. Is it true that the guy who attacked them resurrected them, all as the masked man said? It's unbelievable. There were various discussions. Finally, someone couldn't help shouting at the place where the image disappeared. Hey, don't stop here. Why don't we finish the last video? That's right. Please, I'm so nervous. Yes, please, let's finish the last image. The chatter made Senju Tobarama ashamed. What happened to these young ninjas? Are they all so naturally stupid, acting coquettishly with horror questions and answers? And please, how can horror questions and answers respond to you? Hey, young people learn. Senju Tobarama. Third Hokage, Sarutobi Hiruzen, seemed to hear what his teacher was going to say and asked, "Is something wrong?" Teacher Tobarama snored. The third Hokage side. Naruto was right. Why people tend to lose their temper easily. In the past, Mr. Hashirama would never be like this. At most, it was just a depression attack. Of the 9 remaining cards on Obito's side, only one blue card remained, which was the blue image card that was accidentally pushed by him, representing the image card of the past. And the image from just a few moments ago appeared again. Konoha is in devastation. Or who can recognize this ruins as the former Konoha? Looking at this scene, even when watching the movie, some people in Konoha village shed tears. This is their home. It was so destroyed that you couldn't even see what it looked like. Their families, even the bodies, could not be found. The Hokage rock that has illuminated the village for generations. Have you seen the current scene of existence? In the video, short-haired Haruno Sakura comes out of Katsu's protection. She looked at the unrecognizable Konohagakure, her eyes widening in shock. What is this? She couldn't believe what she was seeing. After a few more seconds, he choked and muttered to himself intermittently. How? How could it become like this? Tears suddenly fell from his green eyes. Haruno's tears fell one drop at a time on the stone where she knelt. She burst into tears. She was desperate. No one would be disappointed in such a scene. Naruto. Haruno Sakura, in the video, suddenly spit out the name of the boy she once hated and despised the most. Like the last ray of hope in a desperate situation, Naruto, come back quickly. Tears streaked across Haruno Sakura's face in the video and fell on the hearts of countless moviegoers. For the people of Konoha, this scene is more heartbreaking than being cut by a knife. Their mood at this time was the same as Haruno Sakura in the video, kneeling in the ruins, shouting out his last hope hysterically. Please come back, Naruto. Genin Naruto, who is a movie watcher, had a piercing gaze and had an intuition that he in the video was back. Chapter 166, Xian Ming appears. Handsome to the whole world. Bang! Look, that smoke. It's the smoke from a summoning technique. That's right. It's the summoning technique. Who is summoning something again? At this time, the ninja world can no longer bear the slightest fright. It's a bit funny for civilians watching the movie. They had seen the appearance of summoning beasts before and found it was like smoke. Someone asked, could it be that Sakura and Ai brought out that Naruto summoning? Can even people be summoned? That's really convenient. A ninja who passed by a certain village on a mission said, thank you. Forgive me for being ignorant. I have never heard of any summoning technique. You don't need to form seals, just shout. Anyway, look back at the image. In the image, after the smoke has passed, the red god robe and short blonde hair are standing on a huge toad, always coming to the rescue at Konoha's most critical moment. The back figure that seems to bring about a miracle, 4th generation. Many ninjas who had experienced the 4th Hokage era and the 3rd ninja war murmured to themselves as if they were stunned. There were several people present. They looked at Naruto's back and the huge scroll he carried behind his back and murmured another person's name. Uzumaki Mito, Hashirama, Senju Tobarama, brother. Senju Itama, who came over to watch the movie, later said, Hashirama and I. The scene in the video switches to the person. No, it's not 4th generation. Is it Uzumaki Naruto? In the image, Uzumaki Naruto is wearing a red godlike robe similar to 4th Hokage's orange sportswear, standing around his chest. What everyone watching the movie was hesitant to confirm was Naruto's eyes and pupils. Orange eyeshadow and the word toad. Jiraiya's proud voice sounded around many people. It's Toad Sage from Mount Maiboku. Naruto learned Sage Mode. Looking at the lines on Naruto's face, Jiraiya even added excitedly, this is a Sage Mode that's better than me. It's almost no different from my usual appearance. This is the most perfect Sage Mode. Konoha Genin was stunned. That Naruto who always has poor grades. Is he even better than Jiraiya-sama, one of the Sannin? Looking at Naruto in the video, Uchiha Sasuke felt proud of Naruto's growth. But at the same time, he was worried about whether he could keep up with Naruto's growth rate. I don't know why, but there is always a sense of vigilance in his heart. And he doesn't want to lose to Naruto. He needs Naruto to admit himself and needs others to admit that he is better than Naruto. He had not reflected on it until the second Hokage said that he was the reincarnation of someone's chakra, and that part of the chakra would affect part of his personality and judgment. So, Sasuke has been thinking a lot lately. Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama, Indra and Ashura, what the hell happened? When Sasuke fell into his own consciousness, exclamations came from all around, and he raised his head. In the image, Naruto is standing on a huge toad wearing a god robe, and the toad that already looks huge is standing on a toad as big as a mountain. Looking at Naruto like this, looking at this appearance, the whole ninja world, not the whole world, is in commotion. They didn't know what adjectives should be used to describe Uzumaki Naruto at this time. To put it simply, it's just to improve your appearance. Then the C position will appear. Even Genin Naruto at this moment was stunned by the handsomeness of his future self in the image. He grabbed Sasuke's clothes and asked him, "Is that person really me? I summoned that Toad Boss once before. The toad on his head looks familiar. Why does it look a bit like Toad Boss's son? How do I know?" Sasuke was irritated and ignored Naruto. Of course, there's also an old father who was stunned by his son's appearance. Fourth Hokage, Namake's Minato. In the previous movie viewing, he stood as a ghost next to the second Hokage and the third Hokage, equally angry with Pain's evil deeds. While worrying about Naruto being caught by them, they were also vaguely looking forward to Naruto's growth. Like Lord Tsunade of 5th Hokage, he trusts Naruto. So compared to the worry about Naruto being caught, all the emotions were covered up in the anticipation of this moment coming. So handsome. Naruto. There are also Toad Boss, Toad Takaru, Toad Hero, Fukasaku-sama, and I. Let's temporarily name it the 7 styles of the orange-red Hyun Sun Mingyu Toad. Where is this? Naruto's handsome appearance ended, and he was replaced by a blank look on his face, looking around. Theoretically, he should have returned to Konoha. But could something be wrong? Fukasaku Toad asked Granny Shima, who was a step behind. "What's wrong with the child? Why don't you summon us directly to Konoha?" At this time, the viewers' noses were sore. In the video, Shima Toad replied. As if a tragic BGM was playing, the video camera gradually zoomed out. Uzumaki Naruto and the Toad of Mount Maiboku stood in the flattened Konohagakure. "This is our Konoha village." Those Konoha people who were still stubborn couldn't stand it any longer. Look at Konoha being razed to the ground, and then look at Uzumaki Naruto, who arrived belatedly. After several images, they all knew how much this lonely boy who had been rejected by the village since childhood actually loved the village. But because Danzo killed the Toad on Mount Maiboku, he was one step late, only one step away. In major movie theaters around the world, because they saw Naruto's childhood images and future Naruto's images, they gradually understood Uzumaki Naruto, and at the same time, there was a sense of substitution and even a raising a cub plot. So when they saw the boy returning, they felt a burst of exciting excitement at first, and then were filled with regrets about this belated step. Sure enough, in the image, Uzumaki Naruto, who belongs to another future, was reminded by Granny Shima that no matter how hard it was to believe, when he saw 5 huge shadow rocks, he had to face reality. Grandma Shima, it's obvious who did this, right? The same person who killed Lil Jiraiya. Uzumaki Naruto in Sage Mode was speechless for a long time. He was so shocked that he didn't know what else to say. Destroy the precious things left by our ancestors and ravage our and everyone's dreams. I will never let you go. The 5th Hokage in the video slowly walked from the ruins, and his tone sounded, knowing nothing could make her angrier than right now. Senju Tobirama. While watching the movie, Konoha Shinobi suddenly pointed at the image. Look, the mark on Tsunade-sama's forehead is gone. Uzumaki Mito felt very sad when he saw what happened to his eldest granddaughter in the video. She explained, "That is the 100 healings mark like me. The Uzumaki family has more chakra than anyone else. When we don't usually use it, we use this sealing technique to store our chakra when we need it. As long as the seal is released, a huge amount of chakra will burst out. The future Tsunade unlocked the 100 healings mark in order to provide all the chakra to Katsuyu of Shiga Forest and protect the lives of more Konoha shinobi. Naruto's eyes were painful. Even so, most people lost their lives because of him. It's not you I'm looking for. Pain's expression was calm, and he summoned 5 others including Hungry Kid, Animal Dao, Shura Dao, Human Dao, and Hungry Kid. In the shocked eyes of the moviegoers, the Shura Path, which had been destroyed by the joint efforts of Kakashi and Akamichi and his son, appeared completely intact and attacked 5th Hokage Tsunade at extremely fast speed. What you're looking for when the Shura Path was about to approach Tsunade, no one saw clearly what Uzumaki Naruto was doing. They only knew that the boy in the image who had lost his home and companions appeared instantly above the Shura Path. Muji Ninjutsu, Rasengan gathered in the hand at the same time. It's me, right? The effort of one sentence. Let Kakashi and Akamichi and his son join forces to destroy Shura Dao Pain, even at the risk of his own life, into pieces. Moviegoers all over the world were shocked, and it took them a few seconds to react. The same style royal robe from 4th Hokage, the angry eyes in the immortal state, the power to destroy Shura Dao in one blow. Uzumaki Naruto was furious. It took several seconds before someone said, so strong. Naruto. Namake's Minato called his son's name excitedly. Tsunade in the video was protected by Uzumaki Naruto, and it took her 2 seconds to react. When I looked up again, Naruto's back overlapped with the other 2 figures who had sacrificed their lives for the village. Jiraiya-san, Master 4th Hokage. The Konoha people watching the movie in front of Konoha Shinobi School were all shocked and murmured after looking at the image. Someone also said, the son of Lord 4th Hokage, the apprentice of Lord Jiraiya. No wonder the backs are so similar. Naruto, too, stared at the image and saw that his future self could actually overlap with the back of the 4th Hokage he admired. To this day, in fact, he still can't fully understand the fact that he is the biological son of the 4th Hokage. For him, who had been an orphan for 12 years, this was too mysterious and incredible, and his father was actually beside him in the form of a ghost at this moment. As a father, Namake's Minato feels happy and proud to see his son grow up and have a figure that overlaps with his own. Kushina, have you seen it? Sooner or later, our son will grow up, take responsibility, and become a hero. Although it may not be the right time to ask this question, in my current state, I can sense everyone's chakra, Xian Ming in the image asked. Did Mr. Kakashi leave the village to perform a mission? Tsunade in the video did not reply, and told Naruto the answer in silence. Although the movements were subtle, everyone watching the movie saw that the boy's back collapsed. Jiraiya and Kakashi are both Uzumaki Naruto's most important teachers, right? It's so pitiful. They were all taken over by that pain. Fortunately, the person named Irika in the previous video was okay. Otherwise, I would have been really afraid that the child wouldn't be able to hold on. Yes, it's hard to imagine what would happen to the child if even the one named Irika was lost. I'm afraid you won't be able to bear it, right? At this time, people watching the movie still don't know that the image called the Easter egg will tell them what kind of person Uzumaki Naruto will become if he can't bear it. The beast said, summoning technique. Fukusaku, Shima. Sage art frog croaking. Sage art big ball Rasengan. Naruto in the video separates into 2 each shadow clone formed a Rasengan with a diameter that was almost as tall as a person. Jiraiya in front of the image, and Namake's Minato, who could not be seen by anyone, almost fell off their chairs. Is this the level ninjutsu Rasengan developed by Minato? Well done, Naruto! The Konoha Shinobi viewers who watched the movie were all shocked. They had seen the image that made them despair just now, and they knew how powerless they were under Pain's absolute power. But Uzumaki Naruto in the Sage State actually knocked away those summoning beasts that turned Konoha into ruins with just one blow. Anoki, it really makes people jealous of the future growth of brats like Kai. 4th Raikage said relentlessly. They're the only ones in Konoha who can cause trouble. Reikage-sama is too modest. Nara Shikamaru seemed to mention it intentionally or unintentionally. The female ninja in your village who can beat our Naruto until he can't get up is no less generous. Nara Shikaku made an apology gesture to fourth Reikage, rubbed his son's head and cursed with a smile. You kid, recalling the embarrassing image from before. Naruto waved his fist and yelled at Shikamaru, don't open and pick up the pot you want. You idiot, please be quiet. Naruto pouted. In the video, the big toads brought back by Xianming are really not to be underestimated. They beat the summoning beasts brought out by Shura Dao Pain until they were unable to fight back. With Katsuyu left by Tsunade, Xianming knew the abilities of the Six Pain, but he also had a way to deal with it. It seemed that the fist that passed by Pain was actually strong. It gave Pain a heavy blow. It's so awesome. Naruto, Xianming, so handsome. The whole world was inspired by the series of high-energy counterattacks in the video. Even commoners and daimyo who couldn't understand ninjutsu and senjutsu were stunned by his handsomeness. Name? This is the first time I know that a toad can be so handsome. Commoner girl, what a pity. That boy is only 12 years old now. I wonder if he likes girls who are a few years older than me. Stop dreaming. In the previous image, didn't he say he had a girlfriend? But brother Sakura refused? He even beat him in front of his father. Well, maybe it's to deal with his father, right? Hasn't that child been chasing his defective brother? He was beaten, knelt down, and breathed. Tsudesuke. That child is not easy, he's obviously so strong. Unknown to Konoha's Kakashi class, who had successfully debuted all over the world, they were immersed in the battle scenes of Xianming in the video, and even Naruto's eyes sparkled. But then, when Pain in the image told Xianming that he was also Jiraiya's apprentice, and even Naruto's senior brother, what he was doing now was to realize his dream of coming back again. When the teacher said peace, Naruto didn't even give him a chance to finish. Chakra, which shocked Fukusaku Toad and Shima of Mount Maiboku, and wind style like shurikens gathered in his hands. In Naruto's eyes and in Naruto's mind, there are scenes of painful scenes. Losing his home and losing his hard-earned companions made him almost aim to become a Hokage. These here, this kind. Where's the peace? Throw it out. Wind-style spiral shuriken can actually be thrown like a shuriken. Uchiha Sasuke looked at the ninjutsu that Naruto created himself, or that further improved the ninjutsu obtained from the Rasengan of the fourth Hokage, and always felt that it was subtly familiar. Zabuza, he is really a kind-hearted brat. Uchiha Sasuke. This move, Zabuza said, isn't it your Fuma shuriken? That move when the two of you worked together to rescue Kakashi from my water prison. Shocked, Sasuke once again heard what Naruto said in the previous video. Sasuke and I have pretty good attributes. No, that's not what I meant. I mean, the only attribute that can help the power of fire exert greater power is the power of wind. Although Naruto dominated the limelight as soon as he appeared, as the leader of Akatsuki, Pain's strength is certainly not that great. Afterwards, everyone watching the movie was speechless, just watching the tense and fierce battle scene. They had no time to care about anything else, especially when Uzumaki Naruto gave Pain an effective attack. Those watching the movie, and even the ninjas from other villages, felt excited. You are the first person to beat Pain to this point, Uzumaki Naruto. Pain said in the image. This strange, self-proclaimed secret tells everyone that Pain is just a special ninja tool for the people behind the scenes. Fuso, Nagato. While Fuso was nervous about her son, the whole world was worried about Naruto's state. Although he still had the upper hand at the beginning, experienced ninjas in the ninja world found that Pain's condition remained unchanged, but Naruto had begun to go downhill. Hey, have you noticed that Pain has never used Universal Pull and Shinra Tensei since he used that move to destroy Konoha? What? Jiraiya glanced at Pain, who was surrounded by everyone. He is recovering chakra, and it may be very detrimental to Naruto next. Jiraiya, who was watching the movie, just finished speaking. I've had enough. Universal Pull. In the video, Pain uses Universal Pull to catch Fukusaku, Chūnin, on Mount Maiboku. Under the shocked expressions of Naruto and Shima-Sanin, they pierced it with the chakra black rod. Everyone watching the movie was surprised, but nothing could compare to the real people experiencing pain in the video. In the image, the few living people in Konoha are too far away from Pain and Naruto to see clearly. But the people watching outside the video used the video to clearly see the entire battle. Uzumaki Naruto was defeated. This sentence appears in everyone's consciousness. After completing his reply, Pain simply exceeded everyone's understanding of power. Uzumaki Naruto, who had surprised him before, was now unable to fight back due to the opponent's absolute strength. Puff! Chakra's black rod pierced Naruto's palms, nailing Naruto to the ground in a humiliating posture. Among the people watching the movie, there was Uchiha Sasuke, who was the first to stare at Sharingan. There was Gaara, whose sand started to move. There was Nara Shikamaru, who had veins popping out on his forehead. And there was the girl with white eyes. The girl who glared out her eyes immediately clenched her fists. Another chakra black rod penetrates Uzumaki Naruto's body. I must kill you. Sasuke, who was watching the movie, glared at Pain, who was present and didn't do anything, and roared. Pain just replied lightly, "If you have the strength." Sasuke is still young and impulsive, but if Itachi can't beat him, what's wrong with him? Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha Shisui, and Hatake Kakashi stopped Sasuke. But Pain's evil deeds in the video have aroused the anger of all Konoha, good ones, and everyone is staring at Pain, Konan, and a masked man. But Pain in the video changed the topic and actually talked about his past with Uzumaki Naruto, who was pinned to the ground. People all over the world watching the movie heard Pain calmly express his pain. In this way, you taste the pain like me. My companions and my village were all destroyed by you, Konoha. The war of your great country has left us in great pain, devastated, and the people have no food to eat. The pain of losing something important is the same for everyone. I am not taking revenge. I am just letting you taste the same pain, because only those who also understand pain can understand the pain of others. Do you hate me? That's right. This is the chain reaction of hatred. In the past, present, and future, hatred will never disappear because human beings are such creatures that never understand each other. The whole world fell silent. Everyone was rendered speechless by Pain's words. I wanted to refute, but there was no reason. Pain, who was surrounded by the Konoha shinobi, shouted, "That's right. This ninja world can only be dominated by hatred." These words overlap with what he said in the future in the image. Then, Pain continued, "Uzumaki Naruto, tell me, what is your justice? Kill me and let the hatred continue, or be killed by me and watch me be further destroyed? Are you sleepy?" Even Uzumaki Naruto, who returned from school in the video, may not be able to answer this question, let alone Genin Naruto, who is only 12 years old now. However, second Hokage, Senju Tobirama, looked at Pain and asked, "Then what is your purpose?" Like Pain in the video, Pain was surrounded by the Konoha shinobi and said, "Collect the tailed beasts and make the 9-tailed beasts into the ultimate weapon that can destroy a country in one blow. Use this to block Kyu Kang's link. This is why I established the city Shao." In response to Pain's words, the big boss who knew everything, second Hokage, Senju Tobirama, smiled and said, "You want to use terror to dominate the world and lead the world to peace and stability, right?" Pain looked at the second Hokage, whose voice was exactly the same as his own, and said, "Can you understand?" Konoha's second Hokage. Today's update, 1/cheers to the nuclear peace of a ninja world. Automatically subscribed, lying on the ground crying, begging for flowers, begging for votes. Watching the movie, the people of Konoha village told Naruto that this is our Konoha village. I was thinking of the usual expression techniques in One Piece animation. The camera zoomed out. The picture was so miserable that it was shocking. Shocked, the supporting character burst into tears, and the BGM sounded at the same time, making her burst into tears instantly. Chapter 167. Naruto is trapped, and the whole world is introduced to a girl with white eyes. "I'm sorry," second Hokage said expressionlessly, "but I can't understand." Pain. Senju Tobarama seemed to glance at the masked man intentionally or unintentionally and said, "You have seen the previous image, right? Is that monster called Ten Tails the ultimate weapon you mentioned? Is it your Akatsuki idea to create peace by destroying the world? Or let everyone enter infinite Tsukuyami and gain peace in a false world through illusion?" Sighing and using the calmest face to spit out the harshest words, it was second Hokage, Senju Tobarama. "How come you, a member of the Uzumaki clan, possess Uchiha's Rinnegan? Think about it for a moment. Who told you how to use the Rinnegan? Who instilled in you this false peace? And who relentlessly guided you to complete this plan?" The Nara kid is right. Brain is a good thing, but not everyone has it. Senju Tobarama, who once again and the Nara clan crushed the entire ninja world in terms of IQ, is also sighing at the stupidity of others today. Second Hokage, the masked man threatened in Uchiha Madara's voice with a threatening tone. "What do you know? What should the Senju second-in-command be afraid of after being threatened by Uchiha Madara since childhood? I will make it clear to you when the Five Shadows talk about it, after watching the video. If Black Zetsu is really dead, then he doesn't have to hide anything. Instead, it's a strange and terrifying question that requires them to be more careful. I hope you can keep your promise. Otherwise, I don't mind turning Konoha into the image. To be honest, Senju Tobarama really wants to open the heads of these Uchiha to see if their brains have been damaged due to years of using pupil techniques. Doesn't he have any other method besides threatening others?" With a cold snort, Senju Tobarama is too lazy to argue with a brat. Uchiha Sasuke. I don't know why, but I always felt that Toshiro Hokage just glared at him. Of course, Sasuke 957 didn't know at this time that in another ending, he threatened to destroy Konoha in front of the four Hokage. In the video, after hearing Pain's words, Uzumaki Naruto's momentum fell into a low ebb. A black rod was nailed to the body, and the chakra in the body was controlled. Naruto-kun. What suddenly appeared in the image was that future Hinata was looking at Naruto's condition with her white eyes, and there was obvious worry in her milky white pupils. Naruto tilted his head, not knowing why the image suddenly entered Hinata's memory. "What are you thinking about at this time?" Naruto was just anxious to know what would happen next, not accusing or blaming Hinata. But even so, Hinata blushed and apologized quickly when Uzumaki Naruto stared at her. "Oh no, there's no need to apologize like that." Naruto said, "You can't control the image either." In the video, Hinata is recalling that when she was a child, she saw Uzumaki Naruto sitting alone on the swing at Konoha Shinobi School. Naruto lowered his head, separating himself from the world. He was so thin and small that he looked pitiful. "Hey, what are you reminiscing about, Hinata?" Naruto blushed. "Can't you reminisce about a time when I was more handsome? For example, when I beat that Uchiha Sasuke to the ground." Almost all the Genin answered him in unison. "There is no such time, Uzumaki Naruto." Uchiha Sasuke snorted coldly, raising his proud head. "In the next life, I will be the tail end of the crane." While Namake's Minato smiled awkwardly, Uzumaki Naruto gritted his teeth in anger. In the video, the young Miss Hyuga looks at the little Naruto and feels that her attention is inexplicably attracted. "Please don't look over there. Miss Hinata." This is the Hyuga clan member who is looking after Hinata. What? Looking at something like that doesn't match your identity. Let's go, it's time to practice. Namake's Minato narrowed his eyes and stared at the man with white eyes in the image. As an orphan in the fourth Hokage, Konoha village and his family are his bottom line, and he will die if he moves. Every ninja from every village who participated in the third ninja war knows this. And the person and those people in the video actually said that they regarded his son as a bacteria, and even just taking a look at it lowered their status. Especially since the man's voice was not quiet. Naruto must have heard it too. When Naruto was younger, he just lowered his head and swayed on the swing, pretending not to hear and not minding at all. This scene really made Namake's Minato and people around the world feel heartbroken. Those watching the movie whispered to each other, That seems to be the fourth Hokage's son, right? Not worthy? Are the Hyuga family so powerful? Those big families just keep it. Sooner or later, you will end up like Uchiha Dash. Hey, stop talking. No matter what everyone watching the movie knows at this moment, the people in the image cannot hear it. All I know is that the orphan was the monster who killed them in the fourth Hokage. As soon as the image turned, it seemed to enter another memory of Hinata. It was Uzumaki Naruto who struggled to survive in the cracks of the village. As the demon fox who killed the fourth Hokage, he suffered isolation and neglect from everyone in the village. Listen to me. Sooner or later, I will get the title of Hokage. Just wait and see. It's annoying. It's that child. That child is disgusting nine tails. Stop it. That's a forbidden sentence. In the video, young Hinata has a question in her mind. What is nine tails? It's the same Hyuga clan member who is responsible for taking care of Hinata. Miss Hinata doesn't need to know what nine tails is. She just needs to know not to get close to that child. Sorry, Naruto. The fourth Hokage's eyes revealed sadness. I have to let you endure this at such a young age. Hey, Hinata, Uzumaki Naruto said with an unhappy face, approaching Hyuga Hinata. Do you hate me? Or are you afraid that I will turn in nine tails and eat it? You? Why do you look like this every time you see me? Naruto was dissatisfied. You see how miserable I am in the video, and you still recall the even worse things when I was a child? Do you really hate me so much? On the one hand, Naruto's sudden approach, and on the other hand, facing Naruto's soul torture, Hyuga Hinata was so shy that she almost exploded. No, I don't hate Naruto-kun. Hinata muttered in her mouth. Even people who were very close to her found it difficult to listen. Was she mumbling? Even if the people nearby couldn't hear what Hinata said, who wouldn't know her little thoughts? Of course, except for Uzumaki Naruto, who thought the other party hated him. Fourth Hokage smiled awkwardly and was convinced by his son's emotional intelligence. He really didn't know whether to follow him or Kushina. What follows is Hinata's memories of herself. Look, those eyes. She must be Niji's cousin. That guy Hyuga Niji has such a bad character that it's annoying. He's just from a famous family, but he's so arrogant and self-righteous. Through the video, Niji always thought that he was a branch house, so he was suppressed by the clan and Miss Hinata of the clan. It was the first time Niji knew about this. His cousin was forced to kneel down and apologize because of his bad character. In the video, 3 boys who were several years older than Hinata were holding her head and forcing her to kneel on the ground. Hey, apologize. Yes, give us a good apology. Facing the bullying from those people, Hinata's submissive character really apologized in a low and gentle voice, saying sorry to those people one after another. That's too much, Niji, do you know? Tian arched his head and asked Hyuga Niji, who was watching the movie. Hyuga Niji didn't say anything. Of course he didn't know. He is only immersed in his own hatred, and his feelings for Miss Hinata have always been jealousy and hatred. Even now, he half felt that the other party was cowardly and was treated like this, and the other half felt a little inexplicable guilt. The two feelings were so mutually exclusive that he couldn't figure out what it was like. Well, in the video, Hinata switches from memory to reality, and Pain inserts a chakra black rod into Naruto's body, forcing Naruto to make a painful noise. Compared with Pain's physical persecution of Naruto, his theories of pain and hatred had a greater mental impact on Uzumaki Naruto. Grandma Shima, whose husband had just died, shouted with a tearful voice, "Don't listen to his nonsense. Uzumaki Naruto, you are the child of the prophecy that little Jiraiya and the child's father risked their lives for and believed in. If you die, I won't forgive you. Stand up, Pain, noisy frog." Not only was Fukusaka-sama killed, but his mother-in-law was also beaten away. Forget it, Pain turned to Naruto. It's almost time to take you away to complete the steps of extracting 9 tails for the sake of world peace. No one can stop Pain anymore. Everyone watching the movie had their hearts in their throats. Having seen images from the longer future, Even though we know that Naruto will be fine, and even though we know that he will become stronger and stronger after going through many hardships, everyone is still nervous about the current situation. In the video, Pain reaches out to Uzumaki Naruto, who is lying on the ground and penetrated by several chakra black rods. When everyone feels they are in dire straits, the long-haired girl with white eyes ran here from the outside. At some point, Hinata, Miss Hinata, from a Hyuga family. At this moment, everyone watching the movie in Konoha was shocked. That Pain is a guy who can't even do anything to 5th Hokage, a little girl from Chūnin whose talent is not even that high. Why should she run over there? If these moviegoers could travel through time and space, they might know that they would be able to hear those words soon. Those words of why can make Hinata rush out to fight Pain without fear of life and death. Hinata. Today's update, 2/cheers to the nuclear peace of the ninja world. Please subscribe automatically Tobarama. The monthly vote list has advanced by 3 places plus 1 more chapter and is currently at the 10th place. Hashirama, actually by Jagan, is also the same Tobarama. Bro, shut up. Chapter 168, Noera Lin/Higa Hinata. I've always been watching you. Duh. Hinata's palm in the video was not aimed at Pain. Instead, she aimed at the ground next to Uzumaki Naruto. Her purpose was to force Pain to leave Uzumaki Naruto's side. She could clearly see from her white eyes that those chakra black rods blocked the flow of Naruto-kun's chakra and blocked his movement. I won't let you hurt Naruto-kun again. Dash. There's a sentence in the video that seemed to be expected by this Konoha Genin. Even the ordinary people who had watched the movie could tell that this girl liked the blonde boy who was nailed to the ground. Only Uzumaki Naruto himself didn't know. No matter, it's Uzumaki Naruto being nailed to the ground in the image. Uzumaki Naruto, who was watching the movie with everyone at the moment, was stunned. Higa Hinata looked at herself in the image with longing. If given the chance, she also hopes to be as brave, strong, and powerful as herself in the image, and to be able to stand in front of Naruto-kun to protect him at critical moments. Reinforcement. Having said that, the Tiandao Pain in the image doesn't look down on such a weak girl at all. Naruto gets angry at Hinata anxiously. Why did you run out? Run away. This guy is not something you can fight against. Even a tough guy like 4th Raikage couldn't help but praise. This little girl is so courageous. The music in the video was inexplicably sad, giving everyone watching the movie a bad premonition. Naruto in the video is even more impatient. What are you doing in such a dangerous place? However, no one expected that the weak, cowardly, and timid white-eyed girl who blushed and fainted when she saw Naruto not only refuse to back down, but also stood firmly in front of Naruto. Standing here to protect Naruto-kun is my will, because this time, it's me who has to protect Naruto-kun. Hinata. Naruto in front of the image was still confused. In the image, the 16-year-old Uzumaki Naruto has experienced more pain. He never thought that besides teacher Irika, besides teacher Kakashi, Sasuke, and besides the heroic immortal, there would be someone willing to stand up and protect him with his life. I can only cry, give up as soon as I start, and go astray many times. Hinata in the video not only talks about herself, it also describes the portrayal of many moviegoers at this moment, including Genin Hinata, including Haruno Sakura, who can only cry to Naruto and Sasuke, begging them for help, and begging Mr. Kakashi to save them, including Akimichi Chai, who always refuses to use his true power for fear of hurting others. Even the 3rd Hokage, who allowed him to drift away on the wrong path time and time again because of the friendship between companions and master-disciple, including those who live in the ninja world and those who do not live in the ninja world, who like to find various excuses to avoid responsibilities. But every time, Naruto-kun brings me back to the right path. I always chase him, trying to catch up with him. I have always wanted to walk side by side with Naruto-kun. It was obviously a very simple and unpretentious statement, but for some reason, when the beautiful and weak girl in the image said it, it made people choke on their throats. I want to stay by Naruto-kun's side. A gentle word is this girl's strongest confession. Hyuga Miss Hinata. Hyuga Takashi, Hinata-sama, Hinata. It was Naruto-kun who changed me. In the video, when Hyuga Hinata still had short hair, she would often hide behind and watch Uzumaki Naruto working hard alone. Naruto-kun's smile always saves me. The Uzumaki Naruto in Hinata's memory was always positive, optimistic, and sunny, completely opposite to herself. When Hinata mentioned Uzumaki Naruto in the video, her eyes were as gentle as water. She closed her eyes, and when she opened them again, her expression was extremely tenacious. If it is to protect Naruto-kun, even death is not scary to me. Naruto, who was watching the movie, looked at the tough girl in the image, as if he didn't dare to confirm whether the white-eyed girl in the image was the Hyuga Hinata he knew. This confession before dying made people all over the world know this girl with white eyes. I got to know her cowardice, I got to know her timidity, I got to know her bravery, I got to know her strength, I got to know her gentleness better. After the white-eyed girl in the video spoke boldly to die, her expression returned to that gentle and watery expression. Naruto-kun, I've been watching you. Such Naruto-kun, my favorite. Naruto-kun is my favorite. It was as if the whole world had gone silent. Even the wind on the battlefield has become gentle. In the image was Uzumaki Naruto's glaring blue eyes. There was also silence outside the image. Naruto was confused and wanted to ask Hinata, doesn't she hate him? I always feel that this scene seems familiar. It seems that not long ago, during the mission to the Land of Waves, in the boundaries of Shiro's blood inheritance, he and Sasuke became the best brothers in this way. Thinking of this, 12-year-old Genin Naruto was so moved that he almost cried. He's too naive now. Unexpectedly, there is a huge difference in strength between Pain and Hinata. The two of them really fight. Then Hinata may be in really bad luck. At this time, Naruto had only seen Shiro's death and Zabuza's death in real life. Sasuke did not defect, and Jiraiya is still alive. He has not yet truly understood the meaning of death. Therefore, one would not have thought of the despair that Hinata felt when she was willing to die for herself and was beaten high into the sky by Pain and declined. He didn't know that there was someone who had probably guessed this situation and was eager to see his choices after the collapse. That person is the masked man, or Uchiha Obito, who has lost his Hokage dream. Because I'm always watching you, so Obito can't be brave. The familiar words, the same gentle girl. Let the voices of the two girls overlap in the mind of the man who is nobody in front of the image. Lin, reaching out to grab it. Only the smile of the girl looking back spread like bubbles. The masked man looked at the image with a gloomy expression. Thought, let me see, Uzumaki Naruto. If you lose her, what choice will you make? He was secretly expecting that Uzumaki Naruto would become a complete avenger like him. In the name of peace, he would take revenge on the entire world. The whole world is focusing on images, especially the ninjas in the ninja world. They really can't imagine how such a little girl can protect Uzumaki Naruto in front of the leader of Akatsuki. But soon, Hinata in the video told him the answer. When fighting against Pain, while Pain was thinking about how she was going to attack, Hinyu, who has 160-degree blind angle vision, did not hesitate, and Yu Xiao kicked off a chakra black stick inserted into Naruto's body. Great! Pain in the video obviously didn't expect it, but it's only this one chance. When Hinata's long hair floated past, and she was about to break the two chakra black rods again, it was only a few centimeters away from hitting the black rod. An invisible force flew Hinata several meters away, and then she fell and rolled out for more than 10 meters. Hinata, this generation of Genin, especially Naruto, Kiba, Shino, and other Konoha shinobi who are relatively familiar with Hinata, couldn't help but lean forward and pay attention to the changes in the image. Even Hyuga couldn't help but roll his eyes and looked nervously at the girl who had unexpectedly rolled his eyes. However, it was just this one blow. Just one blow caused Hinata to bleed from the corner of her mouth. Those eyes, third Tsuchikage said, its eyes with a will as strong as stone. Hyga Hinata in the video casually wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth with his sleeve, stood up with firm eyes, and prepared to rush towards Uzumaki Naruto again. Even Terumi Mei, the representative of Kirigakure and a female ninja, was infected by this magnanimity. This girl will become a good woman. I don't know how to say him at the same time. Who is the voice? But the people standing next to Terumi Mei are all Kaga-level candidates from each village or those with enough status to be sent as representatives and guards. At this moment, the girl in the image who was once timid but became strong and brave for love was actually recognized by the Kaga-level representatives of each village. Ri, the girl with the white eyes, was knocked out again. Hinata. Ri, the sweet-looking girl, is getting back on her feet in disgrace. Assistant. Hinata. Run away. No matter how much Naruto screamed, Hinata was hit hard twice and got up again in a very embarrassed state. Her long, dark purple hair was stained with blood, but her tenacious eyes still did not change. She tried her best and used the self-created Guardian 8 trigrams. Tiaobu, double lion house. That's it. Someone immediately pointed at the image and shouted, "It's the ninjutsu used by the girl during the 4th Ninja War." Because for most ordinary ninjas, it is not easy to materialize chakra into a form. Not to mention Hinata is still a 16-year-old girl. As expected of the eldest lady of the Hyuga clan, is it actually a ninjutsu that was learned by being around Uzumaki Naruto in order to protect Uzumaki Naruto? It's a ninjutsu full of friendship. I have to say, she is such a good girl. Thinking like this, everyone watching the movie had a better impression of the Hyuga girl in the video. Soft step double lion fist. The girl with white eyes in the image rushes over, and the lion heads on her fists attack Tiandao Pain again and again. But as Rinnegan is the top pupil technique, all Hinata's movements are under Pain's control. Even dozens of punches in a row failed to hit Pain. This caused people all over the world watching the movie to have a thought in their minds: hit him. Hit him. No matter what. Hit him hard. I wonder if this kind of prayer from all over the world has had an effect. When Tendo Pain was inexplicably stunned, Hinata really hit Pain in the face. Konan looks nervous, because she could probably guess from the images that Nagato's body must have reached its limit after using such powerful power continuously. Hinata in the video did not take advantage of the victory. Instead, she took advantage of this moment to fly towards Naruto and then interrupted her. A black chakra rod stuck in his body. Great job. Awesome. There were cheers from every village in the ninja world. One more. In the video, Hyga Hinata is greedy and wants to remove another obstacle for her favorite Naruto-kun. But the recovered Tiandao Pain went down with a Shinraten jump. Everyone saw the weak yet strong girl being thrown hundreds of meters into the air. Uzumaki Naruto's expression in the image is extremely horrified. He is lying on the ground, unable to move his body. He can only open his mouth and see the man who just said to him, "Naruto-kun, I am like this." My favorite gentle girl fell heavily to the ground. A heavy boom sound is made. Hinata dash. In front of the image, Uzumaki Naruto, a genin and son of the 4th Hokage, was stunned. Watching the image enter the black screen, he even forgot to breathe for a moment. Another memory of Hinata. Naruto, who was watching the movie, couldn't help shouting at the image and shouting to Hinata next to him, "You should run away quickly at this time. Why don't you run away? Didn't the person who brought you tell you not to have anything to do with me? I'm a monster, and I am Nine Tails." Cut was inside Naruto's body, and Kurama, who had been silent until now, snorted relentlessly. In the video, everyone saw the memory of Hyga, Hinata's childhood again. Because of Hyuganiji, Hinata was bullied by several senior boys. A boy with sunny blonde hair stepped forward. "Stop it." Hearing the voice behind them, the 3 boys who were bullying Hinata turned around and looked at the skinny little blonde kid. "Ah, it's that idiot, the one who is hated by the whole village. That one. Yes, that's it." No one in the video even wanted to call Uzumaki Naruto by his name. Maybe in their eyes he was that thing. "I'm not that. My name is Uzumaki Naruto. Sooner or later I will become Hokage. I say." Then he was laughed at, insulted, and beaten. This was almost a daily occurrence for Uzumaki Naruto. It was also at this time that Hyuga Hinata saw Uzumaki Naruto being knocked down again and again and getting up again and again. This year's Konoha Genin looked at the video and finally understood why the eldest lady of the Hyuga clan looked at Uzumaki Naruto, the one with the lowest grades, in a different light. Even in the future image, I am willing to risk my life for the other party. Hey, Hinata. Hinata. In the video, Hinata feels far away from herself when she hears Naruto's voice. Seeing Hinata open her eyes, Uzumaki Naruto in the image felt happy. But then, they never expected that the girl who couldn't even climb up would actually try hard to crawl to Naruto, fall down again and again, and get up again and again. If you can't walk, you'll have to crawl. When you can't crawl through it, just move a little bit. Every time she takes a step, Naruto's figure appears in the mind of the beautiful girl. Looking at such images, no one will not be moved. Don't go there, hey. Many people looked at the video and unconsciously told the kind girl inside to stop passing by and run away, even if she just laid down and never got up. Hey, stop standing up. In the viewing area at this time, you can even see some men who were so moved by the girl's actions that they couldn't help but dare not watch anymore, covering their oily eyes with their sleeves. The girl in the image cannot hear them and will not listen to them. Movie theaters around the world fell silent under the music trend that made people cry. A strong feeling is scattered in everyone's heart. This is the world of ninja. This is ninja. Civilians fear them. Daimyo and nobles use them as props as they like. But the image at this moment tells the world. Ninjas are people. They have love, feelings, and bonds. They are not props, nor are they tools of war or avengers in the chain of hatred. Masked Man, films from each village, Akatsuki member, worldwide, they saw the girl finally crawling to the boy's side. The blonde boy buried his head in the dust on the ground. He really couldn't bear to look at it anymore. Pain, I don't understand why you, who are so weak, still have to get up and fight, knowing that you will be killed by me. Keep your word and keep moving forward. This is Naruto's. Little Sakura said with tears in her eyes. This is what Naruto often says. It's his nindo. Uzumaki Naruto, in the video, also immediately discovered that this is a sentence he often says, and it is his way of ninja. Naruto raised his head and looked at the girl kneeling in front of him. Even now, she was still trying to help him destroy another chakra black rod. What he saw was what everyone in the world movie theater sees is the girl raised her head, as gentle as the spring breeze. Because Naruto-kun is my ninja. The world was quiet, and there was no sound even in the image. Just a picture. The girl was beaten to a height of 100 meters again. The girl fell hard to the ground again, making a crater. The girl could not get up again this time. This article does not block any CP. The whole world loves friendship, family. Naruto. Today's update. 3/cheers to the nuclear peace of a ninja world. Automatically subscribe, Tobarama. The monthly vote list has advanced by 3 places plus 1 more chapter, and is currently at the 10th place. Hashirama. Actually, Shirokagen also Tobarama. Bro, shut up. No. Chapter 169, When Jinchuriki Despairs. No one can escape responsibility. Pain. She died, are you in pain? Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto, lying on the ground in the video, did not worry about what Pain said, staring straight at Hinata not far away, watching her lying on the ground and being pierced by Pain's chakra black rod. Looking at her body, the land is soaked in bright red. Hey, there's something wrong with Naruto's eyes. Shikamaru said while watching the movie. That guy at the end of the crane. Of course, Sasuke noticed it too. Oh no, someone should stop him quickly. His mood swings are abnormal, and Nine Tails will take the opportunity to control his body, just like when Naruto learned that he was the son of the 4th Hokage before. Under a series of complicated circumstances, his mood fluctuated severely, and he was controlled by Nine Tails. Naruto, but no matter what they say, they cannot control the future in the image, let alone reverse it. Pain. The same goes for my parents. They were killed by Konoha ninjas and died in front of me. Fuso looked at Pain in front of him sadly, feeling his chakra through him, thus feeling that his son was still alive. Just because there is love, Pain said, that's why there are sacrifices. That's why hatred is generated. Stop talking. Namake's Minato looked at the image. He had only been a father for one day. He could also see that Naruto could no longer withstand any stimulation. Nine Tails would break through his last layer at any time. Psychological defense. Naruto-kun now. Genin Hinata, who was watching the movie, said, Naruto-kun's eyes in the video are so scary, very cold, and confused. This gets so troublesome. Nara Shikamaru looked at the image, complaining about the shrinkage and worrying about the future in another direction. Shino pushed up his glasses. The future Naruto seems to have experienced the defection of his brother Sasuke, the death of two teachers Jiraiya and Kakashi, the destruction of Konoha village, and now Hinata's death before his own eyes. Before Naruto in that world, even little Sakura had to say, it's so hard to live. Sasuke tis. The irritability in his heart made him not know what to say. The image gradually zooms in on the eyes of Uzumaki Naruto, who is pinned to the ground by pain. It is still blue, but it reveals a kind of chaos and madness, and the red blood streaks bursting out of the whites of the eyes are also frightening. Plop through, along with a heavy heartbeat. Everyone saw in the video, Uzumaki Naruto's entire eyeballs were replaced by 753 Scarlet. Kurama. Oh, the time has come so soon. It makes me miss it a little bit. Young Nine Tails, what the hell are you talking about? Don't use that to describe yourself, Kurama said. It's not good that you are so irritable. Keep reading. An acquaintance will come out to cause trouble. Young Nine Tails, acquaintance. Although the two Nine Tails here can still chat happily. The Nine Tails stored in Uzumaki Naruto's body in the image has been waiting for this moment for a long time. That's it. Understand the pain. Pain pushed Uzumaki Naruto back to the lonely hell step by step. That's right. Let's continue to fall like this. Uchiha Obito is the same as Pain in the image. No, he is looking forward to Naruto's fall more than Pain in the image. At this moment, he forgot the pain he had brought to Naruto and even his newly recovered conscience. He just wanted someone to live with him in hell. Especially Uzumaki Naruto, this sunny boy who is too similar to him before. As long as Naruto also falls, it can prove that his choice is not wrong. He is not wrong. What? What happened? Everyone felt as if they were watching a 4D movie, and they could feel the huge air waves blowing people away. What happened? How is Uzumaki Naruto? Some people pointed at the image blankly and told others, look at that. In the image, huge rocks are lifted up by powerful force, floating in the air and unable to fall down. The dark red chakra pillar with evil power reaches straight into the sky. Under the chakra pillar is an ancient beast that is about to be released from its cage. What is that? I said. Naruto swallowed. Anyone could tell that the future him in the image was not in a good situation. Yamanaka Ino turned pale with fright. That power is... She turned to the other Genin and said, I have seen that power once. It was the last time Naruto was controlled by the golden and red chakra. What? I saw an 11 in Naruto's mind. Ino organized her words. I saw a giant electric monster made of chakra. Choose a monster that is much more beautiful and bigger than Pain's summoned beast. Everyone, even those who are not from the ninja world, can almost guess it at this time. Just like Pain said in the video. Do you hate me? Nine Tails. In response to Pain, there was a roar that was so frightening that it gave rise to goosebumps. Nine Tails went violent. That's Naruto. Yes, look, the dark red chakra attached to his whole body is very similar to the one from a few days ago the Genin of Konoha discussed. Naruto himself looked blank. Have I ever been like this? Shikamaru told him. You were more covered by the golden chakra in the image. Fortunately, you have that kind of chakra. Shikamaru stared at the image and continued. At that time, the dark red chakra covered your body, and about 1/3 of your skin was burned and corroded until the muscles were exposed. Fortunately, the golden chakra helped you repair it as soon as possible. Naruto stopped him. Stop talking. It sounds disgusting. Everyone looked back at the image. If Naruto's skin could be corroded to that extent, then what would happen if it was like this in the image? Uzumaki Naruto in the image can no longer be seen as a human being. He is like a miniature nine tails, like a chakra aggregate, filled with the evil and ominous power of the tailed beast. Four tails, Uzumaki Mito, as the first generation nine tails Jinchuriki and the longest living Jinchuriki, said, "Four tails should still be controllable, but judging from the state of Naruto in the video, he should be able to control it again soon." Continue to reveal the fifth or even sixth tail, Uzumaki Mito-sama. What does exploding these tails mean to Naruto? Although he couldn't feel Naruto's chakra in the image, his intuition told him that it was bad, very bad. Uzumaki Mito twitched for a moment. If the ninth tail explodes, in that world, there may be no Uzumaki Naruto. Sasuke waited. Genin stared at Uzumaki Mito. Mito stopped talking and stared at the image with a sad face. Kushina. Namake's Minato didn't speak at this moment, but the expression on his face as he stared at the image was extremely scary. Foretells Naruto in the video. For him, attacking and fighting are almost instinctive, and his movements and methods are rude and terrifying. Without any ninjutsu, chakra is all his attack method. Condensing the evil dark red chakra into a fist, hundreds of millions of tons of chakra, is like a part of Naruto's body, beating pain violently. Naruto. The people watching the movie were stunned, and the fear in their hearts was getting bigger and bigger. They didn't know what the next battle situation would be like, and what Uzumaki Naruto would be like. He actually hit that Pain. Oh my god, he smashed Pain into the ground. Why? Why does that guy named Pain have no reaction, as if he doesn't know the pain? In the video, Pain was seriously injured by Four Tails Naruto, but he didn't seem to feel any pain. Instead, it continued to put pressure on his psychology. Are you in pain? Can you still say that you understand each other now? Four Tails Naruto, in the image, stopped attacking, and another powerful chakra gathered around him, converging on him. What is that? Everyone saw something milky white growing on Four Tails Naruto's body in the video. Jiraiya looked solemn and said, "It's the external bone armor. This shows that Naruto is closer to the state of a beast." In the image, first there's the spine, then the skull, and then there are claws that resemble beasts. Genin Naruto, who was watching the movie at this time, was also frightened by his state in the image. The huge canine skull opened up, which was his outline as a human being. What will happen? That future me. The voice was somewhat doubtful and even trembled slightly. They were already frightened by this power just by seeing it. Is this Nine Tails? Naruto had the impression that Nine Tails were two strange big foxes, but now that he saw Nine Tails in the image, he realized Nine Tails is a collection of hatred. Did the fourth Hokage protect the village from monsters like this back then? Naruto secretly clenched his fists. Yeah, but the legendary fourth Hokage is really strong. In the video, facing the Four Tails Uzumaki Naruto, who was unable to answer the question, Pain asked again, "Are you in pain?" He was answered by the roar of a beast. Pen roared, "But my pain is above yours." His village has long been dilapidated, with refugees and exiles everywhere. His companions have long fallen on the ideal road, became the cornerstone of Akatsuki. What kind of war is this? Very scary. Moviegoers couldn't help but get goosebumps watching the battle between Uzumaki Naruto and Pain. This battle was so extraordinary that even the fourth ninja war they had seen before did not give them such a shuddering feeling. It's just like a world-destroying battle between gods and great beasts. What will happen to that child? His current condition is very bad. Although he is cruel, he is the only one who could defeat Pain, right? People in the ninja world may be more concerned about the subsequent changes in this war. Knowing Uzumaki, Naruto must be worried about Naruto's state. Naruto, I told you that if anything happens in the future, you can't become like that. You pointed at Naruto in the image, who had turned into an animal, lying on the ground and running on all fours. Look at it. It looks like Akamaru, damn it. Woof woof. Chai. Yes, Naruto's chakra looks like it has fox ears. I wonder if foxes can eat it? At this time, Tsunade, who was standing next to Jiraiya and watching the movie carefully, suddenly exclaimed, "That necklace is..." The necklace that Naruto had hidden in his sportswear was revealed. Tsunade opened her eyes wide. It was a gift she had sent out twice, but the two people who received it died tragically within a few days. First, Hokage's chakra crystal. It seems that she in the future has really blocked her dream on this blonde boy again. The son of the fourth Hokage? Is this the prophesied child that Jiraiya has been looking for? Looking at the golden retriever boy in front of him, Tsunade couldn't believe it. Senju Tobarama stared at the image. It's the big brothers with style chakra, suppressing the Nine Tails chakra inside Naruto. Mito still looked worried. Hashirama, just as Uzumaki Mito worried. The hand in the image had turned into claws similar to Nine Tails, and Uzumaki Naruto crushed the chakra necklace given to him by Tsunade. Anoki was surprised. That was first Hokage's chakra crystal, and it was crushed by him. The additional sealing technique inside is not enough to seal Nine Tails. Mito, who knows the power of sealing technique and Nine Tails best, said, "The future Naruto may not be able to suppress Nine Tails." "What do you mean?" Fourth Raikage asked angrily. Uzumaki Mito, "Naruto, I'm afraid Five Tails and Six Tails will explode one after another soon." Even the Nine Tails completely exploded and were completely replaced by Nine Tails. What? No. Look, Naruto already has Six Tails behind him. Everyone looked back at the image again, and there were indeed 6 chakra tails floating behind Naruto. So fast. Pain in the image is already at a disadvantage. Uzumaki Naruto, in Six Tails state, can shatter the rocks around him, even if he just runs normally. What a terrifying force. Even One Tail, Jinchuriki's Gaara, One Tail who considers himself completely berserk, is probably no match for 1/10 of Uzumaki Naruto, who exploded Six Tails. Everyone saw that Pain in the video was unable to avoid Six Tails Naruto's overwhelming strength. Shinra Tianjung. Pain used Shinra Tensei to protect himself, but he didn't expect Six Tails Naruto's power to be so powerful that Shinra Tensei couldn't push him away. Surrounded by Konoha Umbu's nervousness, the voiceover of the movie was being watched. As expected of Nine Tails, I didn't expect that just using the power of Six Tails, it is already so powerful. Conan continued to worry about Pain's condition. Pain. The masked man sneered lowly. "Yes, that's right. Let's fall." You, Konoha Genin, Konoha Shinobi, and other village representatives all looked at the masked man who suddenly spoke angrily. "What is your purpose?" "Didn't I say?" Obito's personality put on the mask of Uchiha Madara for World Peace Zero. Second Hokage, speechless. "Look at that. That Pain was actually knocked several hundred meters away." Inuzuka Kiba. "I never expected that Hinata's sacrifice would bring such great excitement to Naruto." "Idiot." Uchiha Sasuke pointed at the image and said, "That's because a lot of other things happened before." Of course, that idiot can't bear it anymore. Uchiha Sasuke resents his own defection in another future and ignored the subtle expressions of the ninjas in each village looking at him. "You call that a crane tail? Are there still ways for geniuses to survive?" In the image, red and blue chakra gather in front of Six Tails Naruto's beast-like skull. Haruno Sakura. This is the tailed beast bomb. Killer Bee, who followed Fourth Raikage, rapped in a weird tone. "This BD, that idiot, wants to launch the tailed beast bomb." Xiao Ba said Nine Tails the tailed beast is the strongest. Gaara has actually been paying attention to this person for a long time because he has seen him in previous videos. This man, like him and Naruto, is a Jinchuriki, and the other person has become a companion with the tailed beast. This made both him and Naruto very envious. "What is tailed beast bomb?" Gaara walked up to Killer Bee and humbly asked for advice. Killer Bee wore funny black sunglasses and stared at the little boy in front of him. "San Shinobis? One Tails." "Yes, I am One Tails Jinchuriki Gaara. I've seen you in the video. You in the future, great at speaking. This BD, that idiot." Killer Bee rapped. with hip-hop gestures carrying rhythm. Tailed Beast Bomb, the strongest attack of the Tailed Beast. The ultimate secret. Powerful strength. Oh yeah, Gara. Thank you, I basically understand. You're welcome, stupid BD. In the video, Six Tails Naruto is gathering Tailed Beast Bomb. Pain uses Universal Pull to absorb the giant rock and smash it on Six Tails Naruto, forcing the Tailed Beast Bomb to explode in advance. Bang! The explosion was like a nuclear bomb, which made the White Eyes tribesmen in the video unable to describe it. Look, someone pointed at Uzumaki Naruto, whose image was revealed after the explosion. Seven Tails, the seventh tail, is about to appear. What to do? We have suppressed pain, so don't continue to increase the number of tails. Among the people watching the movie, only Shikamaru and his father noticed something was wrong. You see, that Pain is not only running away, he must have some plan. Conan looked at Pain beside him and guessed. Do you want to use that in the other future? Pain? Probably. In the video, Pain attracts Uzumaki Naruto, who has completely lost his mind, to a forest. Planetary devastation. What is that? What kind of ninjutsu is this? Naruto is sealed by a stone. It's like turning Naruto into a magnet, attracting all the boulders and surrounding him. Senju Tobarama, who saw this move during the Fourth Ninja War, said, "It is the most powerful sealing technique." The Sage of Six Paths used this move to seal the woman who wanted to destroy the world. He paused and said, "The moon, or the moon, was the final form of the sealing woman." Hey, everyone watched as the rock enveloping Naruto in the image gradually expanded, developing into a mountain or even a small moon. You really know a lot of things. The masked man said, "Second Hokage. We'll talk about your business later." Masked man tisk. Kakashi lowered his head with sadness in his eyes. He didn't know how much basis his guess had, but in the image 4.3, the rock ball wrapped around Six Tails Naruto is getting bigger and bigger, really like the moon in the sky. People all over the world watching the movie became nervous and worried about the fate of this young man. Pain, Nine Tails capture complete. Naruto-kun. The one at the end of the crane. Get up. That future me. People watching the movie, even Naruto himself, were excited. But the Naruto in the image is unusually calm. He is trapped in his own deep psychology, and everyone watching the movie and the whole world can see the huge dark golden cage in his body that is sealed by the fourth Hokage. Why is this happening? It's so painful. The water in the image has reached the height of 16-year-old Naruto's calf. 12-year-old Genin's Uzumaki Naruto watched the video. He still remembered that the 9 tails in his body told him those were not accumulated water. It's his tears. Tears flowing into my heart. What do I do? Naruto in the image asked himself, "Destroy everything. Give me your heart, and I will help you destroy the things that make you painful." The scene in the video becomes terrifying, and the fourth Hokage's 8th sign seal is revealed from Naruto's open clothes. The fourth Hokage, who was watching the movie at this moment, had an extremely scary expression on his face, and he stared at the image closely. 7 tails. No 8 tails. Naruto has reached the level of 8 tails in such a fast time. Yamato, who possesses the wood-style sealing technique in the video, is extremely panicked. Once it reaches 8 tails tail, there is nothing we can do. 9 tails. 9 tails will soon replace Naruto. The poor people and ninjas outside the video were already worried about the young man who appeared in the video many times, making them feel distressed and inspiring. Someone screamed in horror because of what they saw in the next video. Because the person emerging from the technique called planetary devastation in the video is no longer a human being. It's a giant monster whose skin has been skinned all the time. Yes, it's the demon fox. It's over. It's really over. That's not Uzumaki Naruto anymore. He's become a 9 tails demon fox. Today's update, 1/9 sealed magic dragons. Please subscribe automatically true to his word. He will be ranked 6th in monthly votes and will be updated. Currently, we are in 7th place, still a little bit behind, a little bit. Chapter 170 after waiting for 16 years. It's finally time for him to appear. Ouch dash. Even Genin Naruto at this moment was so frightened by the things in the image that he almost fell backwards. The music in the video becomes sad. Naruto in deep psychology has also become the beast eyes of the demon fox. The rocks in the sky shot down by Nine Tails were burned into fireballs by its power. When they fell from the sky, they were like a sudden explosion at the end of the world. Naruto, who was trapped in his own heart, crawled out of the water. Come to me. Nine Tails' voice actually made him feel safe at this moment. Well, Haruno Sakura really couldn't help it. She didn't want to, but she couldn't help crying. That future Naruto is really not easy. Don't go there. That me. Jin and Naruto yelled, but he who had never experienced it could not empathize with Uzumaki Naruto in the image. Come on, tear off this sealing talisman. Nine Tails gave Naruto at that time a way out to let go of his responsibilities, allowing him to finally choose to escape 10 times. Naruto-kun. Hinata also covered her mouth and began to cry. Naruto in the image is like a walking zombie, moving step by step towards the dark golden cage in a daze. In the dark cage, the huge fox showed a ferocious and cunning smile. Naruto! Damn it! Kiba couldn't help it anymore. Sasuke said nothing, but his mood could be seen from his clenched fists and eyes staring at the image unblinkingly. Captain Yamato looked at the mark on his palm and said, "Damn it! There's no hope anymore, because the number on his palm has already shown 9. Mito. Xiangling couldn't hold it any longer and cried so hard that she squatted on the ground. 08 Why? Why is this happening? All major movie theaters around the world have fallen into a state of despair and sadness. Huge sadness is like a huge stone pressing on everyone's heart. Even Uzumaki Naruto himself felt so uncomfortable that he clutched the lapel of his orange sweatshirt. Yamato, how could this happen? Why did this happen? Naruto's eyes in the image are glowing abnormally red, walking towards Nine Tails step by step. The accumulation of water is getting more and more, and God knows how many tears he has in his heart. The brother I finally got has strayed from the right path. Sasuke a hole. What the hell is that future me doing? I finally got it, just like my family's teacher was killed. Jiraiya. For someone like me, it's not like that. Minato's son, Naruto. You are the son of prophecy. Kakashi Naruto. The village that I finally integrated into was destroyed. Second Hokage. Third Hokage. Everyone in Konoha choked with sobs. The attention he finally got, the companions he finally got, were killed in order to save him. The whole world is drowning in sadness. Because that child is really difficult. Destiny, someone cried and cursed. Why is it so cruel? As Uzumaki Naruto's father, the fourth Hokage is looking at the image with cold eyes. He didn't speak, but he knew that moment has finally arrived, just as he thought and expected. Just when Uzumaki Naruto had reached the door of the Nine Tails cage, a picture flashed across the world. A man who seems familiar to them, sitting like a rock on the scorched rock at the end of the water in the sky. A man who has been waiting for 16 years. Everyone watching the movie saw this sudden scene. What was that just now? Don't you know Naruto? Because the image was a backlit silhouette, and the image only flashed by. No one, not even the people in Konoha, could clearly see what it was just now. Except for a few people masked man. Kakashi. Third Hokage. Jiraiya. After the 4 people were shocked, they all said in unison, "Could it be?" The moment has finally come. Namake's Minato, who looked serious, suddenly turned into a smile and made a gesture of rubbing the head of his son next to him. "I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Dad is actually very nervous." Thinking of this, fourth Hokage was a little embarrassed. Will Naruto not forgive me? But it is natural not to forgive. Namake's Minato saw depression. In the image, the man who was waiting for this moment like an eternal rock finally opened his eyes. When the collapsed Uzumaki Naruto pressed his hand on the sealing talisman on the cage, preparing to tear it off, that man grabbed Naruto's wrist. "Take him away from here." Ooh. Movie viewing areas around the world were surprised by this change, and they couldn't react for a while. Isn't that an Uzumaki Naruto's heart? Besides Nine Tails and himself, is there someone else inside? Only some sharp-eyed ninjas could identify the man's identity from the random patterns on his robes that flashed past him in the video. They were all stunned and couldn't believe it. In the video, Uzumaki Naruto fell into the water, and when he was confused, a hand was handed to him. 12-year-old Genin Naruto watched his future self hold the hand and was pulled up and heard the music in the image suddenly reach a high pitch. Then I saw the image zooming into a distant view, showing my future self and a man who was more than a head taller than me. In the hazy mist, I could vaguely see the majestic God-controlling robe. Two Narutos. A 16-year-old singer who lost too much in one image and collapsed. The 12-year-old Naruto collapsed after learning that he was the son of the Hokage through a vision. The two Narutos were stunned as they looked at that man. With trembling blue pupils, he stupidly said the man's identity. Fourth generation Hokage. At this moment, not only two Narutos were dumbfounded, but the whole world was also stunned. The ninjas in each village could not speak for a long time as they looked at the golden flash that frightened their villages during the Third Ninja War. The people of Konoha had mixed feelings. Staring at the image, their hero didn't know what to say. None of them expected that, after 12 years, they would see that man alive again in a video. It was the moment when the video was shown, and Uzumaki Naruto lost everything and collapsed. In the inner world of Uzumaki Naruto, many people in the civilian viewing area also raise questions. Hey, Naruto probably doesn't know that he is the son of Hokage yet, right? I don't think he knows. Look at his dazed look. But why is the fourth Hokage in his body? Namake's Minato in the video happened to explain. Once the seal of the eighth tail is lifted, I will appear in your consciousness and use my last strength to help you reseal the nine tails. Naruto in the image was dumbfounded as he listened to his idol talking to himself. His mind seemed to have stopped. And Naruto outside the image. The 12-year-old Naruto stared at the image closely. This was the first time he saw the living fourth Hokage and heard his voice for the first time. He has imagined countless times, if he had a father, what would that man's voice sound like? Since he was a few years old, Naruto, who understands the meaning of his parents, has tried to substitute other people's fathers into his fantasies, with rough voices, gentle voices, lazy voices, funny voices. But this time when he actually heard the voice of the man he should call dad, little Naruto didn't know how to describe it. Countless questions he wanted to ask were choked in his throat. Even if he asked, it would be useless. After all, it was just an image. Namake's Minato in the video said seriously that she did not want to see Nine Tails again, let alone the current situation, but little Naruto stupidly repeated the words of the fourth generation in the video. But dash. In the image, Namake's Minato turned away from his previous seriousness and looked at the blonde boy opposite him tenderly. With a bit of excitement and expectation in his tone, I am very happy to see my grown-up son. I'm half happy and half sad. Old dad. When little Naruto, who was watching the movie, heard these words, for the first time in a real sense, he called Namake's Minato daddy. But the 16-year-old Naruto in the video seemed dumbfounded and didn't understand what the other person was saying. In other words, he understands every word the other person says, but when combined together, he doesn't understand. The fourth generation in the video looked at his son killing and thought it was cute and funny. Let's talk somewhere else, Naruto. Naruto is my name. 16-year-old Naruto. Why does the fourth Hokage know my name? Puff. Someone in the viewing area finally laughed first. That kid didn't understand what his father was saying at all. The laughter was not a mockery, but a blessing. I'm happy for the blonde boy who inherited his father's legacy at the critical moment and became another savior of Konoha. Great. It's great that he can see his father. Some people even excitedly wiped away the tears they had just shed in despair, crying and laughing at the same time. For example, little Sakura and Hinata were all wiping away tears and were happy for the 16-year-old Naruto in the image and the 12-year-old Naruto next to them. That's great, Naruto-kun. No wonder you recognized fourth Hokage as your father in the previous image a glance. Little Sakura wiped her tears and smiled. You are so amazing. You're actually the son of 4th Hokage. Then, as if something sounded, Haruno Sakura suddenly turned to Naruto. Naruto was stunned. Little Sakura? I'm sorry, Naruto. Little Sakura suddenly bowed 90 degrees and apologized to Uzumaki Naruto. Today's update, 2/9 Sealing Magic Dragons +1. Please subscribe automatically true to my word. I will post an update today. Another update will be posted in half an hour. Please wait. Chapter 171 Apologize to Naruto. Konoha. Little Sakura bowed 90 degrees facing Naruto, closed her eyes tightly, and shouted loudly, "Sorry, Naruto. I used to call you an orphan with no father, no mother, and no one to discipline you. I'm sorry." Sakura-chan. Naruto recalled that when he first became Team 7, he used the transformation technique to transform into Sasuke and asked little Sakura what she thought of herself. "Naruto, he always ruins my good things. He doesn't understand me at all. He is an annoying guy." Sasuke recalled that after Naruto used the transformation technique to transform into himself, he found little Sakura alone. When he rushed over, he only saw little Sakura. At that time, the second floor don't worry about Naruto, kinda always messing around and playing pranks. Orphans without parents really lack education. If it were me, I would have been scolded to death by my parents. Naruto may not know this, but little Sakura can't pretend that she didn't say it. Thinking of myself in the image desperately trying to stand beside Sasuke-kun and Naruto. When she thinks of Sasuke-kun, Sasuke-kun bothers Sasuke when nothing happens. And when something happens, she cries and begs Naruto to help her. Haruno Sakura feels that she is so despicable, so cunning, always taking advantage of Naruto's favor again and again. Haruno Sakura kept bowing and never raised her voice. Her voice was crying, and her tears fell to the ground. "Always bring troubles and troubles to you, Sasuke and Naruto, time and time again. I'm really too cunning to think that I can do anything even though I'm not strong enough. Sorry, Naruto. Really sorry." There were so many things she wanted to say to apologize, but Sakura didn't know where to start, so she could only apologize one after another with tears in her eyes. Naruto was at a loss, and something soft in his heart seemed to be broken. Putting a hand on his head, Naruto hugged him. "Grandpa, 3rd generation? I didn't tell you the truth. I let you suffer this kind of treatment in the village. I betrayed the trust that Kushina and Minato had in me. The news that you were a Jinchuriki spread in the village." The 3rd Hokage took off his Hokage hat and bowed his head slightly. "I'm really sorry, you all. Anything else I said?" Naruto got excited, and his strange oral habit came out again. With a stiff expression, he didn't know how to respond to Sakura and the 3rd Hokage. One after another, the nearby Konoha shinobi who had once isolated and rejected Naruto, and the few words of the Konoha village residents came. "Feel sorry. I'm sorry. It was our fault in the past. Don't let it affect you and grow up. Well, let's come to my uncle's house for barbecue next time. I'll treat you to him." These people have watched the video as bystanders and from a third-person perspective. They have seen Naruto being treated like this by them back then. However, when Konoha is in trouble in the future, he will be the first to step forward. When they saw Uzumaki Naruto being beaten to the ground by the enemy for the sake of the village, his body was filled with chakra black sticks. When they learned that Uzumaki Naruto was not the thing who killed the 4th generation, but the son of a hero, the biological son of the 4th Hokage who sacrificed himself to save the village. That apology has been kept in their hearts. Uzumaki Naruto, who had never received such courtesy before, actually took a half step back. "What are you doing?" The strange oral habit came again. Namake's Minato, who has almost the same oral habit as his wife Kushina, made it so painful that no one could see it. He wanted to hug Naruto and tell him Daddy is here, to comfort his overwhelmed son who is almost in tears. "Little Sakura, raise your head," hearing Naruto's words. Little Sakura raised her head and looked at him. "As expected, you are cuter with a wider forehead." Naruto deliberately used a mean tone to make himself appear unconcerned. "Isn't this pretty good? even though I didn't understand why people in the village ostracized me when I was a kid. I learned a few days ago that I was turned into a container for 9 tails by the 4th Hokage. That's my dad. Like Gaara, I was sad for a long time, but Naruto narrowed his eyes and smiled like his hair, like a golden sun. But I really like everyone. I like Konoha. I like Lil Sakura. I like Sasuke. I like Shikumu, Hinata, Chai, Kiba, Itaraka Ramen, Tachibana, and Iris, as well as Kakashi-sensei. Irika-sensei takes over from Grandpa. I like everyone in the village the most. Looking at such children, let alone the people of Konoha village, feel guilty. Even the 2nd Hokage, who is a relic of the era, and the ninjas from each village who came to participate in the 5 Kage conference have softened their eyes. Oh, that's right, Naruto added. Also, the heroic Chūnin, the younger brother of 2nd generation, Sister Mito, mother-in-law Tsunade. Although we have not known each other for a long time, I feel that everyone is a good person. Suddenly, there was a feeling of ruining the atmosphere, mainly because it's too confusing depending on seniority. I can't complain anymore. I can only laugh at that kid's stupidity and find a teacher to teach him what seniority is. Because time is limited, the images are still continuing, and there are more Konoha people who want to apologize but have no chance for the time being. In the image, 4th Hokage used some method to bring Naruto to a golden and warm place. Looking at him, Uzumaki Naruto with gentle eyes. I'm curious why I know your name. Didn't I just say that you are my beloved son? So of course I gave you your name. Although I refer to Mr. Jiraiya, the legend of Gensho Ninja, Kushina, and I decided on the name together. Minato, who is a ghost outside the image, nodded confidently. Although the 3 names that Kushina rejected before, I think they are also very good. Good. Uzumaki Naruto, in the video, doesn't quite understand what Aiko means. He is afraid that he heard it wrong. Aiko is... Then I won't be. Minato smiled. How many times do I have to say it before you believe it? You are my son, Naruto. 12-year-old Genin Naruto saw his future self holding his mouth in the image, laughed, and cried again. He guessed that the future self in the image should be in the same mood as him now, at a loss, happy and sad. It seems that the 3rd generation project has not told you anything. Do you want to hide the information about 9 tails as much as possible? Because there is not much time, Namake's Minato in the video goes straight to the topic. If I knew you were mine, son, there will be many dangers befalling you. Dad. In the image, Naruto muttered softly. And out of the video, both Namake's Minato's eyes were a little excited. They heard their son calling him daddy and were waiting for what his son would say next. Then, to the surprise of the 2 Namake's Minato, it was beyond the expectations of the entire Konoha village. It was beyond the expectations of people in movie theaters around the world. Only the 12-year-old Uzumaki Naruto who watched the movie was surprised. Bang! A dash, this punch, without any hesitation, hit 4th Hokage firmly. The 4th Hokage in the video endures the pain. Naruto, Namake's Minato outside the image, almost felt the real blow, a pain-like illusion in his soul. Gaara, good fight. You did it, Naruto. Although his actions were expected, Naruto was confused by Gaara's words. Don't you remember? Gaara said, you said that when you see Sasuke's brother and my father, you will punch them hard. If your father is also the kind of person my father is, you all beat him too. Namake's Minato. Well, that seems to be the case. Ferret. Sasuke, yes. I remember these words because I will also give someone a good beating. As he said this, the wolf glared at his brother. Shisui smiled awkwardly, waved his hands, moved around, and used himself to block Itachi behind him. Why should 9 tails be sealed in me as your son? In the video, Naruto was crying and yelling, attracting everyone's attention back to the video. This is also the question of 12-year-old Genin Naruto, who is currently watching the movie. In the video, 16-year-old Naruto complained to his father, his former idol 4th Hokage. Incoherently, I want to tell all the happy and sad things about myself. The mask. When he saw Mr. Minato again, he was also stunned. He didn't expect that after so many years, Mr. Minato had actually kept part of his power in Naruto's body. Also, when I think about the meeting between Kakashi and White Fang in the previous video, the same thing happened. Uchiha Obito suddenly thought, what if he died? Can I also see my parents? And thanks to you, I have suffered a lot. Even though he was 16 years old, and even though Namake's Minato was only 24 years old when he died, the age difference between the two of them can only be regarded as brothers at most. Naruto still cried and complained to his father. The adults are all isolating me. It's hard for me to make friends. That's why I work so hard. I hope to be recognized by everyone. I want to be a Hokage. I've met a lot of people. I have good teachers, such as Irika Sensei, Kakashi Sensei, and Hausher Chūnin. I am very happy to become stronger. But because of this, I was targeted by a group of guys called Akatsuki. I finally became stronger, but my companions were still. Akatsuki was injured, even the heroic immortal was killed, and Konoha was in a mess. Such a long paragraph of illogical words made no one in the viewing area laugh at the boy, whether they were civilians, ninjas, or even rich men, nobles, and daimyo. Instead, my heart felt sour. Naruto in the video scratched his head. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. When Naruto wiped his tears, fourth Hokage looked at him and asked with a smile, Naruto, how old are you this year? 12 years old, 16 years old. Fourth Hokage, as your father, I have no shame in apologizing to you for causing you to experience so much pain. Namake's Minato. Naruto, even though he says that, what father can't care about his son's opinion of him? So at this time, Namake's Minato, who was watching the movie, was nervous inside. But when he saw his 16-year-old son in the video wiping away his tears, he muttered awkwardly, it doesn't matter anymore. Naruto curled his lips like a child in his well done, father acting coquettishly. Because I'm a son of the fourth Hokage, I can endure it. Fourth Hokage choked up instantly. Naruto. Next, Namake's Minato's words in the video saved 16-year-old and 12-year-old Naruto. He told Naruto the truth. I sealed 9 tails in your body so that you can gradually use the power of 9 tails because I trust you. Because if it were my son, I believe you can do. Because parents will trust their children like this. At this moment, the 12-year-old Genin Naruto finally understood. Although he felt sorry for Gaara for thinking this way, his father was different from Gaara's father. His father trusts him and hopes that he will have stronger power. Trusts that he will overcome all difficulties. Namake's Minato in the image did not have time to give Naruto more time to think. He went straight to the topic. As for why I did this, because 16 years ago, on the day you were born, the masked man released and controlled 9 tails and attacked Konoha. While everyone was stunned, everyone in the viewing area of Konoha Shinobi School suddenly focused their attention on the man with the orange mask. Kakashi felt dizzy and couldn't help muttering to himself, is this really? Chapter 172, The Hope of the Whole Village. Rinne Tensei Technique. It seems to confirm everyone's guess. In the image, a masked man appears. Naruto in the video was in disbelief. They all thought Pain was the leader of Akatsuki. I'm afraid Pain was just used by him. The fourth Hokage in the video explained. It is precisely because of Pain's hatred of Konoha that he is easier to be exploited. For a moment, everyone in Konoha who was watching the video focused on the masked man and Pain. Deidara, who was resurrected by impure world reincarnation, was confused. What is this? Afe deceived the leader. He looked at Afe, who was a little different from usual. Are you looking for death? The masked man did not respond to him and glanced lightly at the alert Konoha shinobi around. Someone was on guard, ready to attack at any moment. These include 3rd Hokage Tsurutobi Hiruzen and 4th Hokage bodyguards Shiranui Ginma, Namashi Reidu, Yamasho Aoba. Besides, as a disciple of the 4th Hokage, the only Hitaki Kakashi left. He drew his black sword and pointed it at the masked man angrily. You guy! It was you who killed the 4th Hokage. Although Shiranui Ginma and Yamasho Aoba did not speak, their rage was hidden under their cold expressions. Only Kakashi's expression looked a little unnatural. Is this true? Well, the teacher said, "Is it true?" "Oomph." The masked man sneered. "What are your eyes and ears for? Didn't you hear? If you have to tell me once, then. I did all of this for the sake of world peace and to create a world without war and estrangement. These are all necessary." This was the agreement between him and Lin. Although he cannot become a Hokage, he and Lin agreed to become a Hokage in order to quell the war. As long as such a world is created, Lin, Kakashi, Minato-sensei, Kushina-sen, even White Fang-senpai and Naruto can all live happily in it. Yes, he was not wrong. Even Naruto would make the same decision as him after losing. At this moment, no one reacted. UBD. Uzumaki Naruto. He rushed over and punched the masked man. "Naruto! Naruto!" The one at the end of the crane. "Naruto-kun." The punch passed through the masked man's body without any surprise. Fortunately, the masked man did not fight back, and Naruto was lifted back by Kakashi's collar in time. As soon as he was placed on the ground, Naruto angrily yelled at the masked man, "I really don't understand what you are talking about. Just dream your bullshit dream alone." The masked man snorted coldly. "You just haven't lost enough now. You will understand later." No. This life attracts the attention of many people. It's just that everyone looked at the image for a long time and subconsciously looked at Pain first. Pain has nothing to do with me. Without opening his mouth, he followed the voice in the other direction. "Uzumaki Naruto, no matter what time, I will never become you." Only then did everyone realize that it was second Hokage who was speaking, and they looked away from Pain in embarrassment. Senju Tobirama knows that Naruto will not only not become another Uchiha Obito, but will bring him back from the hell of loneliness. I don't know where you get this confidence." The masked man said, "No one is different. Only by eliminating barriers can we usher in true peace." Senju Tobirama sighed and finally couldn't help but said directly, "There is nothing wrong with eliminating barriers, but your so-called method of eliminating barriers is simply a scam." Uchiha Obito's eyes suddenly opened wide behind a mask. "What on earth do you know?" Senju Tobirama. "To put it simply, Black Zetsu not only deceived you, but also deceived Uchiha Madara and everyone in the Uchiha clan, including that kid over there named Uchiha Itachi. You were also deceived, strictly speaking, the Senju clan, and even the entire ninja world. The entire ninja system is within the reach of Black Zetsu." Itachi. Sasuke turned his head to Uchiha Itachi, who was wearing the Akatsuki uniform. "Brother?" "Your things are at the back," Senju Tobirama said to Uchiha Itachi. "There are too many things to do after the video. As long as you know that you want Uchiha Sasuke to get Mangekyou Sharingan, your eyes aren't the only solution." Mito followed. "But Itachi-kun, I think you should be aware of your current physical condition. It just so happens that Zayazuna is back, and I will arrange for her to treat you." After a moment of silence, "Thank you, Lord Second Generation, Lord Shuei." Sasuke and Mikoto wanted to inquire further about Itachi's body aid, but now is not the convenient time or place. Let's watch the video first. When a series of things happened, the images certainly did not stop. In the image, fourth Hokage said, "As long as the survival system of ninjas exists in this world, there may not be peace and order in the true sense." Naruto in the video is deep in thought. Pain did once say, "You want to create peace. How do you face this hatred?" This is really a philosophical question that comes from the torture of the soul. In order to protect important people and homes, and to make their lives better, people started wars. But war breeds hatred. Hatred once again turned into war, and it will continue like this forever. The ninja survival system is exploited by this hatred. As a ninja, you have to fight against this kind of hatred, Namikaze Minato said. Jiraiya Sensei has entrusted you with this problem. The answer to how to stop the war needs to be found by yourself. Faced with such a cunning father, Naruto finally yelled, "How can I find the answer when neither the Hei's Senshi nor the fourth Hokage know it? You are all too willful. Entrust this kind of thing to me. I don't have good mind. I'm not a great ninja." Also, Naruto, in the video, hadn't finished speaking yet, and his hand was placed on the golden head of Minbien. This is what Namikaze Minato wants to do most in her ghost state right now. As a father, rub your son's head and tell him if it were you, you would definitely be able to find the answer. I trust you. 12-year-old Genin Naruto touched his head, imagining what it would be like to put a hand on his head and say, "Tell him I trust you." But I don't know at this moment. A hand was pressing on his head, just like Namiké's Minato in the video. She looks at him with trust and unwavering eyes. Tell him, "I believe in you. Naruto, if it's you, I will definitely do it. I will fulfill my Kushina's, Lin's, and Obito's wishes. Because, no matter where you are, it is the responsibility of parents to believe in their children." Naruto, what Dad wants to say is the same as mine in the video. In the video, Namikaze Minato's body gradually becomes transparent. It's almost time for me to leave. I don't have much chakra remaining in your body. Finally, I can help you reseal Nine Tails. This is what I can do for you as a father. One of the few things you do. Sorry, Naruto, I haven't fulfilled my father's responsibilities these past 16 years. I'm so happy to see you grow up wonderfully. At this point, the 4-generation project in the video is a bit overwhelming. But there was really not much time left for him, and he couldn't even listen to what Naruto had to say. 8 signed seal. The black lines on Naruto's belly were sealed again and intact. Konoha can still be rebuilt. The rest is up to you. Naruto, believe me? Naruto muttered. Next, everything in the image will change like the sky. Pin is curious about why 9 tails, which even planetary devastation cannot completely seal, suddenly disappeared. Uzumaki Naruto has taken control of 9 tails again, and he knows that although her heartbeat is weak, Hinata is still alive. Replying to calm Naruto, through chakra perception and rational analysis, he asked Pain to wait for him to see his true form. Ontology. Moviegoers looked towards Pain and Konan, who were surrounded in the middle. Konan was a little nervous, but looking at Nagato's mother not far away, she felt that this might be a turning point in things. In the image, Naruto uses multiple shadow clone to hold Pain down and takes the opportunity to find the real Pain through chakra perception Nagato. Fuso, Nagato. Pain could not respond because he was already an enemy of the world anyway. If you don't admit it, your mother will still be alive. Although she may be monitored by Konoha and she will be threatened, at least she is still alive. The future in the video has turned around, and everyone watching the movie can feel more relaxed, and even chat while watching the video. No, there are at least hundreds of shadow clones, right? Fourth Raikage asked Second Hokage. Did you invent this trick? Isn't it too cheating? Second Hokage. The average person can identify more than a dozen, which is the limit. He is quite special. Oh, it's really special. In the video, Uzumaki Naruto, who was about to find Nagato, was stopped by Shikamaru and Ino's father. However, Nara believed in Naruto because of a conversation he had with his son a few days ago, and chose to let him go. 12-year-old Nara Shikamaru had an extremely strong premonition. Public execution, it's finally his turn. Sure enough, the image turned into the memory of Nara Shikaku. Hey, what do you want to remember in the future? Dad, Nara Shikamaru complained to Shikaku, dissatisfied. Before Shikaku could answer, Nara Shikamaru's voice came from a video. Obviously, I am in serious trouble, but my body can't help but run to him, fearing that he will always be so depressed. Who? Ino asked Shikamaru, turning her head. Although he had already guessed who it was, Shikamaru refused to say anything and let the execution come a little later, whichever second it could delay. That guy has something that no one else has. Tisk. Sasuke and Gaara looked at Nara Shikamaru. Little Sakura and Hinata looked at Naruto, causing Naruto to tilt his head, wondering why they were looking at him. One day, he will definitely become a very important ninja in the village. Nara Shikamaru. Extend your head, then shrink your head, and then slash. Come on. When I'm with Naruto, I can't help but want to go on with that guy. Naruto was deeply moved. Shikamaru, you were such a good partner. The second Hokage remembered this boy from the Nara family, who almost died in the Fourth War, and said that Naruto didn't have a brother like him like the first Hokage, so he wanted to become Naruto's strategist and became the best shadow in Naruto. Later, he assisted him. The Nara family's ancestral fear of trouble has been corrected. Naruto, this kid, is really not simple. In the image, Jizi Morofu, Nara Shikaku said, "That brat of my family rarely praises others. For this reason, I am willing to take a gamble on Uzumaki Naruto." Afterwards, continuing to watch the video, Nara was glad that his other future self had made such a choice. Because after successfully persuading Nagato with the lines in The Legend of Genshin, "I believe you too, Uzumaki Naruto," already knowing that Pain's true identity is the son of Aunt Fuso, and that he's a member of the Uzumaki clan like himself, Uzumaki Naruto looked at Nagato, who was as thin as a skeleton in the image, and said, "What is he going to do?" This was the first time Deidara knew that the leader of their Akatsuki was actually a corpse, controlled like a ninja tool by that guy named Nagato. Konin's eyes were slightly painful. Being familiar with Nagato, she had already guessed what he was going to do. Was she finally going to be the only one left? Heretic Rinne Tensei technique. Pain looked at the image, and it was not only him in the image who was convinced by Naruto in the image, but also him who was watching the movie at this time. "Konin, although it's another future, I'm really sorry to leave you alone." "It doesn't matter." Konin responded to Pain or Nagato this way, because combined with the previous problem and what fourth Hokage said in the video, the masked man also used Nagato in this regard. It is not difficult to imagine why Nagato was killed after his death. Even if he dies, he will drag the people who took advantage of Nagato with him. However, she looked at the 12-year-old boy and said, "It's hard to imagine that such a child who has experienced so much pain can change our minds." Nagato. Pain. Yeah. Uzumaki Naruto in the video didn't know exactly how to operate Pain's Rinne Tensei technique. But through the video, 12-year-old Genin Naruto and the whole world saw that the legendary ninjas in the ninja world actually have the ability to control life and death. The Yama King, who is bigger than ever, appears in the center of the destroyed Konoha. What is that? Yama. Both inside and outside the video, I was shocked by this wonderful scene. The bright green chakra fills the entire Konoha with strong vitality. This power, someone among the ninjas watching the movie discovered. This chakra is very similar to the chakra when the horror quiz resurrects the dead. Being reminded by this sentence, everyone was stunned. They all had a vague guess, but they couldn't believe it and couldn't believe it. Could it be? The bright green chakra surrounds the entire Konoha. Chapter 173 at this moment. The hero is right in front of me. The masked man looked at the image and remained silent. The man in the image was the one he once admired, Konoha's White Fang Hatake Sakumo. He was also a hero who died due to ninja rules, the darkness of the ninja village, and the hatred of the ninja world. And next to him, the stupid Kakashi, who looked very similar to White Fang, was killed by Pain in just a few moments. He was really rubbish. In the video, the Hatake father and son were greedy for a while. After gradually letting go, Kakashi took the initiative to mention the suicide of White Fang. Masked Man. The Konoha technician outside the image watched the image carefully, wondering what his future self would say to his father. Kakashi in the video said, "Dad, I have always wondered why a hero like you, known as Konoha's White Fang, would choose to give up an important mission in order to save the lives of his companions." Kakashi looked at the image of his young self standing next to his father's body. It was at that time that he had a wrong definition of his mission and his companions, which led to the tragedy that followed. Now, my father is dead, Lin is dead, my teacher is dead, and most importantly, the one who I thought was the first to leave him. Kakashi looked at the masked man, not knowing what emotion he was feeling. Of course, he hopes that Obito is still alive. But if the masked man is really Obito, then Minato-sensei and his family. Just thinking about this, Kakashi will especially hope that the masked man is not Obito. Even if Obito only exists on the commemorative monument, he is still his hero. He heard himself in the image being lucky enough to see his father after death, and asked his father, if this were not the case, Dad would not be blamed by anyone. Complete the task brilliantly, continue to be the hero of Konoha, and would not push himself into a desperate situation. Chisha looked at the video. The man who killed his and Sie's mother and caused heavy damage to Sand Shinobi Village ended up in such a ridiculous way of death, and he felt a little sorry for it. I'm very unwilling. The young Kakashi in the image clenched his fists. Looking at the image, Naruto asked directly, "Aren't you willing to give in?" He frowned and said, "But I don't think Mr. Kakashi's father did anything wrong." Kakashi rubbed Naruto's head. "If I think about it now, I actually felt that my father was not wrong at that time." Uchiha Obito, who was listening quietly on the side, said, "Kakashi, it was precisely because my father, who did nothing wrong, was criticized that he finally pushed himself into a desperate situation. How should I put it? It was probably that for a long time after that, I used the wrong way to retaliate against the ninja rules and the system of the ninja world. In the end, I lost the most important person to me." Obito turned to Kakashi without leaving a trace. Kakashi turned to look at Sasuke. "I was very similar to the Sasuke before." He patted his hand on Sasuke's shoulder. "But you still have a chance. Naruto and little Sakura are still there. Itachi is too, and Mikoto-san is too. So don't make a choice like me that you regret later." Sasuke pushed Kakashi's hand away and replied impatiently, "I know." Kakashi looked back at the image. Hatake Tsukumo heard his son's words and said first, "Really?" Then he was silent for a moment and then said to his son, "You have had a hard time these years. This is a declarative sentence. How is it possible? It's not hard work." But since taking over Team 7 and becoming an instructor Genin, Kakashi gradually felt relieved. Time and new hope will heal the pain, and he has been able to understand his father. He said, "No matter what, my father has implemented his own way of tolerance. Now I can understand your choice at that time, to break the rules for the sake of important companions." Kakashi turned around and said with a smile, "Now I regard you as after the future self in the image said these words." Kakashi was surprised to find that his father's expression was shocked, but also a little happy after hearing him say those words. "Thank you. It's great that you understand, Kakashi." "Dad, it's just that it was too late for me to understand." Looking at the image, Kakashi murmured unconsciously. Beside the bonfire late at night, the two father and son seemed to be opening their hearts. At this moment, the bright green life chakra traveled through space and hit Kakashi. That was the choice Nagato made after trusting Naruto and injecting new hope into Uzumaki Naruto. Resurrection of all Konoha. The entire Konoha is shrouded in wonder. People watching the movie in Konoha were surprised. Fourth Raikage couldn't help but admire the image. Is this Rinnegan's ability? It's beyond recognition. Terumi may. But the cost of this ninjutsu seems to be quite high. Uzumaki Mito glanced at Pain, who was present. The chakra of our Uzumaki clan is much greater than that of other ninja clans, but even so, it is amazing to be able to drain our own chakra. Others nodded in agreement. After learning from the video that the man who really killed the fourth Hokage led to the Nine Tails Rebellion 12 years ago and used pain to harm the ninja world was the Masked Man. Everyone's eyes of hatred shifted from Pain and even Shao to the Masked Man. After all, although in the previous images, the pain that Akatsuki brought to the major ninja villages in order to collect tailed beasts has not happened yet. In comparison, the Masked Man who actually caused them pain seems even more hateful. Of course, compared to these irrelevant accusations and anger, the Masked Man, Uchiha Obito, has long since learned to put on the mask of Uchiha Madara, disguise himself as him, and regard himself as Madara's executor. To escape pain, use multiple identities like Yakushi Kabuto and Uchiha Itachi. It's just self-deception. In the video, Hatake Tsukumo saw the light on Kakashi's body and smiled faintly. "It seems it's not the right time for you to come here. There must be something else you need to do." "Dad, it's great to be able to talk to you here. Thank you, Kakashi. Forgive me for being an unqualified father." Kakashi was stunned in front of the image, not knowing how to respond. Hatake Tsukumo let go of his worries and smiled as he bid his son the final farewell that was 20 years late. "This way I can go to see your mother with peace of mind. Take good care of yourself in the world over there." "Dad." Kakashi saw that after he was taken away by the green light in the image, his father, who might have been sitting by the campfire for 20 years, stood up and left with a slight sense of relief. At the same time, Konoha was like a ruin, and Kakashi, who had been dead for a while, suddenly opened his eyes. Not just Kakashi, but also Toad Fukasaku, Izumo Kazutetsu, Kato Shizen, and many Konoha civilians who lost their lives in Pain's attack on Konoha, as well as the Konoha shinobi who sacrificed their lives to protect Konoha. In the grief of their companions and relatives, they suddenly opened their eyes like a miracle given by the gods. What exactly is going on? What is this phenomenon? I'm still alive. Am I not dead? In the bewildered expression of the resurrected person, his companions and relatives wept with joy one after another. I am extremely lucky. I never thought that such a miracle would come after the grief. A miracle. Moviegoers all over the world were amazed. This is why most of the people were obviously killed, but they were all still alive in the subsequent images. It's really unbelievable. Konoha is so lucky. There is no way the child of prophecy is in Konoha. In the previous video, in the conversation between Naruto and Pain's identity, and in Jiraiya's memories, the whole world knew another identity of Uzumaki Naruto's son of prophecy. Seeing everyone being resurrected in the video, 12-year-old Uzumaki Naruto also looked a little excited. I was worried for nothing. It's great that everyone has been resurrected. But then he was a little worried about Aunt Fuso. After all, Nagato's condition didn't look good after using this move. This can be regarded as my atonement, although Mr. Jiraiya is already too late. Nagato's tone in the video is full of loneliness. Naruto, in the video, and in reality, looked at Nagato's instantly pale hair, his body that became even more withered and weak, and his vitality that was swaying like a candle, his eyes filled with sadness. There seemed to be a sense that told him that the life of this senior brother, who had been his enemy, had come to an end. War is accompanied by death on both sides. The more important people die, the harder it is to accept the reality. Nagato said his last words intermittently. Uchiha Obito. Nagato, as a person who almost became a child of prophecy, will burn his last life to pave the right path for a new generation of children of prophecy. The more I think about it, the more I regret it. I feel that important people don't have to die. Nagato conveyed his feelings to Naruto. People of your generation have not experienced war and cannot know how to lose everything important. The sadness and the anger and hatred that I don't know where to vent. In an everlasting cycle where hatred intensifies and pain never heals, this is war. People in movie theaters around the world. This was originally the belief that Nagato, as another son of the prophecy, wanted to pass on to Naruto, but at this moment it was conveyed earlier to the entire ninja world and even the entire world. Naruto, you are really just like the protagonist in Jiraiya-sensei's book. On the road to leading peace, we will encounter many thorns and twists and turns. Nagato coughed twice, and he was almost exhausted. But if it were you, I believe that one day you'll be able to do it. In the image, the huge thing disguised with Conin's sacred paper art turned into pieces of white paper and floated away. In the eyes of Uzumaki Naruto, who was watching the movie, they looked like white snow. Not long ago, it snowed in the land of waves. Haku and Zabuza. There are also Nagato and Konin in the video, even Sasuke and his brother, Gaara, and Tsunagakure. Everyone is trying to protect their important people. He made the judgment and choice he thought was correct. Looking inside and outside the image, the expressions of the two Konins are all sad. Naruto tugged at Kakashi and said, "Kakashi-sensei, why do people still use protection as an excuse to keep them and let them suffer alone, even though they know that those left behind will have a harder time?" Zabuza seemed to be struck by Naruto's words. He was a little unhappy and praised at the same time. "You brat, you have grown up a bit." Kakashi, who was left behind by countless important people, may be the one who wants to know the answer to this question the most. "I'm sorry, Naruto." Kakashi narrowed his eyes, obviously wanting to comfort Naruto with a smile, but instead made an expression that made people feel pitiful and heartbroken. Teacher doesn't know the answer to this question, because the teacher has always been the one who was left behind. Uchiha Obito. Naruto, who couldn't get the answer, felt a little lonely. He looked at Konin, who was left behind in the image. The bodies of Nagato and Yahiko were taken away by pain. He heard himself in the image asking Konin, "What are you going to do next?" "Konin, Nagato and Yahiko are everything to me. Their dreams have been entrusted to you. If Nagato is willing to believe in you, then I'm also willing to entrust my dreams to you." Suddenly accepting the dreams and trusts of many people, Jin and Naruto suddenly became confused about the future while watching the movie. Can he really catch these dreams? He still doesn't know enough about what peace is, and how to lead the entire world to peace is an even more difficult question. He didn't even know what the Son of Prophecy was. Maybe this hesitation does not exist only for the 12-year-old Naruto. The 16-year-old Naruto in the image also doesn't know. But the name Naruto is a gift given to me by my father and the House of Chūnin to give me the perseverance to never give up. Also, these and those pains are all inherited from my master and senior brother. These are my beliefs. I will carry these beliefs and pains with me forever. The perseverance to give up to find the answer. The sun shines on Naruto, and a boy is still a boy. The things he carries not only do not crush him, but encourage him to grow. In the video, Konin used paper ninjutsu to gather a bouquet of beautiful paper flowers and handed it to Uzumaki Naruto. "You will become a flower of hope that will never wither." The bouquet of flowers and Ippon Shinobu were placed in front of the teacher's tombstone by Uzumaki Naruto. Looking at his tombstone, Jiraiya scratched his face while watching the movie and suddenly felt a little ambitious. Nagato, Konin, Pain, and Konin looked up from the image of grief like Jiraiya. "Jiraiya, sensei, no matter what, Nagato," Jiraiya said, "you and Konin will always be my disciples. Although the paths are different, you are still my pride." Itachi was shocked in her heart because her father also said the same words to her. Jiraiya changed the subject, his expression serious and scary. "But if you go astray, like that future, and bring pain to others as the price of peace, as a teacher, I will definitely send you on your way." After the shock, Pain and Konin lowered their heads and whispered sorry. Then Pain lowered his head like Nagato and muttered, "Teacher, Yahiko, his death makes me very painful. It's really painful. I want to end the war so that no one in this world will suffer as much as us. It seems like I have returned to the past, that kind-hearted young man with long bangs covering most of his face and expression. He was not confident enough and too shy to speak loudly or care about others." Did the person hear it? He was talking to himself in vain. "Sorry, Nagato. If I want to see you a few times later, maybe Yahiko." "No, it's not teacher Jiraiya's fault," Konin said bitterly. "It was because we were too young at that time and easily believed Hans of the Salamander, and we did not see through Danzo's tricks in time." Danzo? Everyone in Konoha was stunned, and Jiraiya also felt a headache. After watching the video, can you tell me exactly what happened back then? Nagato gave a low and followed everyone's gaze back to the image. After Uzumaki Naruto visited Jiraiya's grave, all the exhaustion swept over him, and he almost didn't have the strength to walk.
No more novels? Take part in the voting. The most requested novels and those with the most likes will be chosen for publication on euroaudiobooks.com. There, I can upload as much as I want without the risk of receiving a strike. Our 18 novels and other content that exceed what is morally acceptable are only published on Patreon or the free novels page. Remember, the site is funded by donations on Ko-fi and Patreon memberships.